The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, September 12th, 2022, and this glorious day shall begin right now. Football is all the way back. We've been eager and yearning for this particular Overreaction Monday for a long time. Through a lot of different leagues, a lot of different sports, a lot of different situations, a lot of other conversations. But today we get a chance to react to an entire Sunday slate of NFL football, let alone also a Banana Land weekend in college football, one of which that I was very lucky to be a part of. When you look at the NFL, though, the way we're sitting on this Overreaction Monday, September 12th, 2022, 15 teams, fan bases are happy because their team's undefeated. 15 teams, fan bases are absolutely defeated, miserable. We stink again. What? Our season is over. What? And 2 teams, fan bases are undefeated and sharing the lead of their division. That would obviously be the Colts and the Texans, who went on to battle in an ever-thrilling fucking tie yesterday. There's a lot to talk about. There were some miraculous wins. There was big-time kicks. There was people playing other positions and doing things fantastically. There was miraculous plays. There was magic. There was a new helmet debuted that looked like a Guardian cap as a helmet, a Power Rangers type situation that was on a couple different star players and met into pay dirt a few times. The storylines are in abundance. One of which was the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Cincinnati. And not just Mike Tomlin doing his dance afterwards, put that shit on Mike Tomlin in the locker room afterwards. But Minkah Fitzpatrick will join us 1 hour and 26 minutes from now. He had a pick 6, obviously a blocked game-winning kick, and he accounted for 14 tackles yesterday. Just got paid, and that Steelers defense who lost a dog. In TJ Watt, an unfortunate pec injury. He was on pace to have another defensive MVP season. He had 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, an interception, and was going to go on to probably have a back-to-back defensive MVP-like season. Instead, we assume he is going to be out for the year with a pec tear, one of which he diagnosed while he was walking off the field. So Cam Hayward, Hightower, and Minkah Fitzpatrick are going to have to do their thing for the rest of the season. If Pittsburgh wants to go on a run, can't wait to chat with him. In the third hour, we'll have Ian Rappaport. Hopefully by then he'll have all the updates on all the injuries around the league to some star players. We obviously just chatted about TJ Watt. Dak Prescott's on that list. There are others. George Kittle missed a game. Did that affect the Niners yesterday? Should we be judging Trey Lance as accurately as we should be? They were in a monsoon, didn't have all their weapons. The Bears somehow get a win to start the season. Ranked 32 out of 32 on Dan Zeus's power rankings. They get a dub from a team that's been to a Super Bowl and an NFC championship within the last 3 years. And they have the quarterback on the roster who's got them there. He was not playing yesterday. They lost in a terrible game. Nobody should talk about him potentially being the starter, and that's not going to become a conversation for the entire season like we potentially predicted. Absolutely. But there's a lot going on, and hopefully Rappaport will be able to update for that, us on all of that. The Toxic Table here, at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Fucking losers. Bad losers. On this Overreaction Monday, what would we be if we didn't say, well, Patriots are dead, Packers are dead? Ty, I'll let you go first. The Packers yesterday did not look great, but this is not the first time the Packers have looked awful in the first game of the NFL season.
Yeah, it's almost like you're just living in a twilight zone early in the season like this. You kind of just put it on repeat. Same thing happened last year. You know, it was Rodgers coming back late. Everyone said, hey, this guy fucking stinks. Hey, hates his teammates, doesn't want to be there, et cetera, et cetera. They looked really bad, and then what do? They bounce back. Water will find its level. I really did think Christian Watson dropped that wide-open TD on their Packers' first offensive play of the season. He catches that. I think that game might be much different. And also, Justin Jefferson just kills them time and time again.
He's so good at football.
Unbelievable. And it's crazy that, it's not like he was making like miraculous catches either. He was wide open, no one within 20 yards of him. You'd think that they'd account for him to have a massive game. He did. It was bad from the beginning. They got a goal line. They didn't score. It was kind of like, one bad thing after another happened. But ultimately, the Vikings might be very good, and I think the Packers are going to be just fine. Still think they're going to win the division.
Packers are awesome to watch. Kevin O'Connell might be a goddamn mastermind over there for the Vikings, because if you look back to the LA Rams on Thursday night, what they look?
Not
bad.
very good.
Shit, not very
They look
good.
bad. Hey, they look bad.
Really bad.
And then Kevin O'Connell goes to the Vikings. Guess what they look like?
Very good.
Really?
They were sweet.
Fucking really. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah.
It was a goddamn show. It was, Justin Jefferson's this year's Cooper Cup. That's cool. Hey, that's a lot of fun to see.
Sure.
And if are they going to start doing Adam Thielen like Odell Beckham Jr. towards the end of the year? Feels like they're only going to.
Yeah.
The Vikings might be.
Dalvin Cook's pretty good.
And we're overreacting because that's what we do. But I'd like to overreact to our lack of reaction to the Vikings going into the season. Now everybody says all we do is hold the Packers water.
Whoa.
That's all we do. Well, maybe we follow the Packers a little bit closer than most teams. We have their starting fucking quarterback on the show every single week. We'd be fools and rude to all sports fans if we did not follow them closer. We should have paid attention to the Vikings a little bit more. Kevin O'Connell came on the show. He was awesome.
He was.
Thielen came on the show. He was fucking awesome.
Great guy.
Justin Jefferson came on the show. He's fucking awesome.
True.
Kirk Cousins came on the show. He's fucking awesome.
Yes.
We like the Minnesota Vikings.
Sure. Big fans. Sent merch. Thank you.
Raise money.
Raise
Yeah.
money.
If I die, I die. Kirk said, we sold shirts, we raised money, we did our things together. We should have a little bit more respect into these microphones for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think everybody around the NFL is going to have a lot more respect for the Vikings on these microphones because of what they did just yesterday. That was awesome to watch. The Packers are going to find their stride, I think. That's kind of what the Packers do. They're young. Christian Watson gets to drop out of the way early.
Yeah, sure.
He's going to forget about this first game at all. He's going to go on to do well. That's what everybody's thinking. But the Vikings might go on to become a historic fucking team. Not only in the NFC North, but for their franchise. They looked unbelievable. Speaking of looking unbelievable, how about the new coaches?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
New coaches. I think there were like 4-0 brand new coaches in new places or whatever. Total of new coaches. If you talk about McDaniels and I think Lovie Smith, who's been a head coach before, very successful weekend, like 5-2-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
I believe is new coaches in new places for week one. That nerd down there in Miami who smokes more weed than me.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy might be unbelievable. This guy might be an absolute stallion.
Real.
This guy might have those boys down there in Miami believing. Or are the Patriots fucking dead? He said, Bill Belichick said it his Overreaction Monday. Anybody that's watching this clip out of context, no, we know, okay? We understand what you were saying here. But that is a conversation of the Patriots done. The offense has looked abysmal from the beginning, has been chatted about being abysmal from the beginning. Who's calling plays? Doesn't matter if they look like shit all the time. Maybe the reason why we're not hearing who's calling plays is because the person doesn't want to be blamed for how terrible that fucking offense looks at this particular point. Bill Belichick said, we're not judging teams right now. Judge them week 4 or 5, maybe even 6.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of time to grow. We understand Bill Belichick's a super genius. Has he lost his touch? And this Dolphins team was fucking awesome, dude. 4th and 7 with as Tyreek Hill so gently put, with his pit vipers in, the cojones on McDaniel for going for it on that 4th and 7 to kind of put that game away. Are the Miami Dolphins for real? Are the Patriots dead? Oh, no. Connor, it's close to your heart. How do you feel?
I mean, I definitely think the Miami Dolphins are for real. I mean, when you look at what they did yesterday, their defense is unbelievable. And I know, who knows who's calling plays for the Patriots. The only touchdown they scored, Ty Montgomery caught the ball and barrel rolled into the end zone. So it was a nice little, play. But no, I think the Patriots will figure it out. Even with Brady historically in September, they are not a great football team. I think the best start they ever had was when Randy Moss was on the goddamn Patriots, which was, 15 years ago probably. But the Dolphins are a good team. Tyreek Hill, Waddle's a stud, and now he's getting the number 2.
Tyreek is still faster than everybody.
Oh, yeah. He's still...
It's fun to know that, though, because as this world continues to spin faster than ever before,
Right.
True.
faster than ever before,
Slow it down.
ever before, you'd have to think that if we're walking in the same direction as whichever the way the Earth spins, humans are moving at a faster rate than we ever have in the past.
True.
That's just science.
Yeah.
If you're on a little treadmill and you're on a little speed burst like Sonic the Hedgehog has, which is what our Earth has become because it's spinning faster than it's ever been before, you would have to assume that humans now, if you're going in the same direction as that, are going much faster than the slow-ass, fucking basic-ass, regular-ass, Earth spinning rotation speed of the people of the past.
Yeah, that's sound. That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And every time that this fast Earth spins around the globe, you get older, your muscles might get a little bit slower,
Yeah.
your bones might get a little bit more brittle.
Yeah.
The Earth is spinning faster than ever, and Tyreek Hill is faster than he's ever been still
is.
at this point. He won Dahn in Miami. There was a couple moments yesterday, the old classic Tyreek Hill in a phone booth type shit.
Exactly.
That should become an entire segment that we should think about doing with NFL films. Speaking of, due to supply chain,
Yep.
we were not able to get any footage
Right.
from the games yesterday
Evergreen.
from NFL films. Could have been our fault. Could have been their fault.
Sure.
Could have been, a mix of anything due to supply chain.
Supply chain issues.
We're not able to get any
Yeah.
place. So because we operate on the internet, we will obviously just go to Twitter. Search whatever play we need,
Yep.
and we'll pull it up and we'll stream it off somebody's Twitter account. So
Perfect.
the process, I believe, would be stealing the footage, but we've already put in for the footage in
Correct.
the actual fashion. Supply chain can't get the footage here, so we will be, still going back to our, our roots.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Expedited
Never
the
change.
process.
Okay, the more things change, like the Earth's spinning faster, the more they stay the same.
right.
We shall steal the footage off of Twitter, but we bought
Technically
it. We
paid
had
for
somewhere
it.
else.
Right.
So we should, at some point, put together a collection of plays of Tyreek Hill in a phone booth. That shit's still happening.
Yeah.
I mean, he is still that. Jalen Waddle on that 4th and 7, obviously that's what everybody's going to remember. But he's going to reap the benefits of Tyreek being there, just like Tyreek's going to reap the benefits of Waddle being there. And it seems like McDaniel's beloved down there. A lot of hugs, a lot of, hey, how you doing, keep it moving. The way he talks, too, it's not even like he's trying to be fake, the rah-rah head coach guy. I like the Dolphins a lot. I think we should have a moment of silence for those 13 fucking cars in the parking lot.
Oh, my God.
They were just parked there, weren't they?
Just hanging out.
Waiting for their either renters or owners to come back from a glorious football game in 105-degree weather.
That's right.
They'd be watching a game where the Miami Dolphins would beat Bill fucking Belichick.
Hard Rock Stadium.
But those cars, when they heard a boom, some jackass put their grill under their car. The grill was still burning,
Kingsford.
What?
probably.
Best charcoal in the game.
Too good. Too good. Caught the gas tank.
No.
Just turned that car into a bomb in of itself,
No.
which then exploded me and 11 other cars.
Son of a bitch.
3 alarm fire took place in the middle of a parking lot in the middle of a game.
That's right.
None of the owners of those cars were told. Fins to the right, fins to the right, we're the only thing. We got a team.
Yeah.
We got a team, Tua, McDaniel, good vibes.
Tyreek.
We did it. Oh my God. What the fuck happened to our car?
What is
It's
that?
gone.
Yeah.
Was anybody going to tell us? We figured you'd find out. Rest in peace to all those cars out there that got blown up, and we're happy nobody got hurt.
Thank you for your service card.
Yeah, you're gonna have to walk home though. Yeah,
Oh
Sorry,
my
calling
God.
over.
Sorry about it.
And it's going to take a long time.
That was fucking wild. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Can't imagine.
I couldn't even fathom it. Because it's Overreaction Monday, we obviously have a sideboard. Hey, how you doing? I believe we covered some of those things. What we should chat about is specifically right now with the man in the cowboy hat, one half of the hammer, Dahn Cowboys. My college football professor at Tone Diggs, the Steelers walk out of Cincinnati with a win. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers were at plus 950 to win the AFC North just a week ago. Those odds are going to change after what just took place at the reigning AFC champions has the Cincinnati Bengals. The defense looked unstoppable.
Yep.
You lose TJ,
Why?
who is an absolute dog. This show is rehearsed and scripted, obviously.
Yep.
So that is going to cause a little bit of a ripple effect on the defensive side, especially for the other side. Might not be as many single blocks out there.
Yep.
The defense should be able to survive, should be able to keep it moving. What did you learn about the Pittsburgh Steelers that I didn't know? This is what I knew. Chris Boswell kicked the ball 95 yards. It hit the upright. Okay, he hit that ball so fat. Normally, that particular ball, the way he hit it, is going way left. Instead, and you can almost see Boz, as soon as he hits it, he thinks it's a miss, and then he sees it kind of drifting back, and he goes, oh, shit, might have stole one here. This is awesome. And then it booms off there, and he goes, of course you could have just go in. Why not? They go to overtime. Missing long snapper on the Cincinnati Bengals side, Clark Harris, 38-year-old G, by the way. Love him. He's been through our office. Friend of the program. Good dude. Hurts his tit, I believe, in warm-ups. That's going to affect the upside-down quarterback that is a long snapping. The Steelers were able to take advantage of that on numerous occasions. Mitch didn't look bad. Chase Claypool had a couple big catches. As a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you got to be very happy going into this season. And Tomlin, at the beginning of the video, people have only seen Tomlin maybe doing the dancing part. At the beginning, he's coming in and like rapping. That team, Black Air Force One mentality. And a lot of the whites didn't fully understand what that meant. Black Air Force is walking in. You can normally tell what type of human this is. The decisions that have been made in the past and what is going to happen potentially if shit was to get stirred up a little bit. Always go eyes down for the Air Forces. See the Black Air Forces. It's a meme. Probably not every single Black Air Force wearer person you've ever seen, but there's a good chance if something starts to pop off and you see those moving and they're coming in your direction, you're in trouble, not them. And that is just kind of what Tomlin wants in that team. Not everybody counts them out. They have a top fucking 5 defense now at this point. How do you feel about the Steelers, Tom?
First and foremost, I will say this. The great coach Herman Boone said it's about Gary Bertier. You cannot replace a TJ Watt as a player or a person, okay?
Rest in peace to his left hit.
Exactly. Just like the...
TJ's got to be so bummed.
Yeah, it's devastating.
Dude. So good.
Whole defense.
Yeah.
He was jumping, and it looked like those videos of guys jumping out of pools?
Yeah.
That's what he fucking looked like when he was jumping up to block. Now, I think offensive line for Cincy, not great. Going to have to figure that out.
Still sucks.
Joey Barrow has been sacked
24 times.
in the last 4 games. Do the math, not good. They paid some money. TJ was doing his thing. Him jumping, though, like he was jumping out, and then just being a problem, I don't know how you stop that. I don't know how you stop that. And I guess the only way is tear his tit off. Tear his tit off. That guy was, man, I'm bummed for TJ right
He's an absolute fucking monster, and you can't replace him at all. Luckily, right before the season started, they traded for a guy from the Broncos, Malik Reed, who's an edge rusher. Alex Highsmith had 3 sacks on the other side yesterday. That probably has a lot to do with getting singled up because of TJ Watt. Mitch did not play bad. Now, the offense kind of looks similar to last year where they cannot run the ball to save their lives.
Oh, you guys were blaming Ben for that. Remember?
Yeah, that's
Ben's
right.
arm ain't good enough.
Yeah.
He's not doing enough bopping. He ain't got the strength in his forearms to throw the ball further than 5 yards down the field.
That's right.
He's scared to get hit, so he's throwing the ball quick out of there doing nothing. Maybe that's just Canada's offense.
Yeah. I was not putting any blame on 7. I was putting all the blame on Canada. So
Yeah, you're right.
I have not changed that tune at all. Deontay made huge catches.
What?
Claypool made some plays.
Wow.
Muth. That guy is an absolute problem. I would love to see them go over the middle a little bit more instead of just outside the numbers on every fucking play. But if you can get Cam up the middle, was still an absolute monster. If you could get, 25% of TJ's production, maybe, I think they'll still be fine because of Mink and all the other dogs that they have. I mean, we're going to have to go face Ed Henry and Bill Belichick next week, but we will be fine, I think.
Ed Henry.
Damn right.
The Pittsburgh Steelers get a big win in Yo Trap, I believe is I'm very pumped to watch this Steelers
They were
team.
flying around. They were ready to go.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin can use for one of the first times in a long time. Hey, everybody thinks we stink.
Yes.
And the way Tomlin is a motivator, I believe Tomlin is very well liked in the locker room. I think he's very well respected. And I don't think he's scared to talk shit, too.
No.
So, when people make mistakes and the type of guys they bring in there, I think he shit talks guys in there in, a loving fashion, but he knows that it motivates him. Him having the arsenal to say, you stink. This is just what I'm telling you. Plus 950 to win. They had the 3rd or 4th longest odds in the entire NFL to win their fucking division.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Overreaction Monday. Tomlin had to fucking love all of it.
Yep.
He had to love all of it. Now, on the other side of the coin, Joey Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh.
They were the AFC champions last year. We fucking love Cincinnati. They're becoming a company. They're becoming a business.
Exactly.
They're selling sponsorship to their stadium.
That's right.
They're building an indoor practice facility.
Yep.
Joey Burrow came on this show last week.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. He's a guy. We know he's a guy.
The man.
Because in the moments where you have to be a guy to make a play, Joey Burrow has showed up and made a play. So you automatically have to go ipso facto, this guy is a guy.
Yeah.
Are they ever going to let him live?
I don't know.
I mean, this is a tough day to be a Cincinnati Bengal offensive line. Now, it's not as tough as the last 4 Sundays that Joey Burrow has had to play because he has been sacked
24 times.
in the last 4 games.
Jesus.
This is a problem. And I'm saying this as somebody that had a front row seat to watch Andrew Luck. Congrats on Stanford Hall of Fame.
Way to go, Andrew.
Great speech to it. Great
speech.
speech. Appreciate Andrew's always top tier, class, everything. I watched Andrew Luck battle and get his ass kicked and get beat up, and he never said a thing to anybody. Very similar to what Joey Burrow said, by the way. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with toughness, and this is what football is and everything. And it's like, he has to say that. This is just like whenever a coach gets hired or a coach does something, they ask a player their thoughts. Like, well, they have to say, this is a fucking great, hey, he's a great coach.
Love this guy.
Have to say it. If you don't, it's over. Joey Burrow feels, and Andrew Luck, I think, felt that this is what football is. But somebody has to go over there and say, hey, listen, this ain't how this shit go, okay? We got a guy. We need to protect this guy. There was a time he went down. I don't know if you saw it. Didn't slide, but it was early in the game. Took a couple hits. He was scrambling for his life. He went down to a knee in the back. And in my head, I was like, yes, we need, hey, more of that, Joey. Because until they get it figured out, and Joey Burrow, tough, cool, has all the faith in the world and his people. He's probably going to talk up his offensive line. He's probably going to take blame for these sacks, which is classic, just like leader, what you would do. But they got to figure that shit out. I don't want to lose this guy.
No.
I love Joey Burrow.
Who doesn't?
I love the Bengals. Yesterday's tough, though, especially at home. Now, you lose the long snapper, it changes the operation. A lot of people on the internet were telling me after I posted a video that, it's because the long snapper's out, potentially why that kick got blocked by Minka, the extra point, that would have won the game for them immediately. Also, catch on a sideline in the end zone.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What the hell,
Yikes.
Zach?
What
Can't do
Shut
it.
up, Stefanski.
Coach Taylor.
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor. They're not all the same, okay? Not every white nerd that's coaching in Ohio
Sorry, I
NFL team.
confused the loser fucking organization.
Yeah, well,
sometimes.
see.
Fair.
There it is.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. What a day for you, by the way.
Yeah.
Cleveland won, though, yesterday with
They did.
another kick. There was a lot of big-time
Cheaters,
kicks.
huge.
But the fake snap,
Right.
the fake spike is certainly a conversation. But the snapper, I think Minka puts in great effort to go block that kick. But I think if an actual snapper's in the game, Clark's in the game, that ball's off and gone. It's going to be close a lot whenever people are bringing all-out pressures. That's just what I think. Terrible blocking.
Yeah.
But I think there's sometimes that type of situation on kicks that we don't realize because the operation is so damn quick. And you're talking about 1.3 seconds, 1.25 seconds from snap to kick. So that's a very quick time to kind of see what's going on. You see a lot of pressure. People get close all the fucking time. I mean, you're talking about the number of footage and film that we could pull if we could figure out the supply chain
we'll get it done.
with
Right,
the NFL
yeah.
films. The
Sure.
number of kicks we could pull where the ball is like that close to somebody's hands, endless. Actually endless. But this one, it hits the tip of his finger. There's no block. He comes in scot-free. But if it's a real operation, good find here. Good find here.
There you go, boys.
Good find here. But if this is an actual operation, I think that ball is off and the game's over. Then in overtime, it obviously affects them for the 29-yarder.
Yeah.
When the ball almost gets snapped over Huber's head, Huber comes down. Money Mac has to completely move. We only talk about the laces. Obviously, they're staring at him. And the laces are something that you have to account for because the ball, where the laces are, naturally, okay? Hey, let's go to class.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let's go to class here.
Pull your notebooks.
It's in session.
What you're looking at here is a standard American football. Now, this isn't the Duke, the greatest of all balls. This is the baby Duke, the second best of all balls. The reason why we like this ball is because it is fatter, okay? It is a little fatter. It's easy to catch and throw, and it's smaller. We love these balls.
Love them.
Ran into one of these balls, said, we would like to order all of these balls that you have.
Immediately.
Because this is a great tailgating ball, good ball.
Yes.
Nonetheless, this ball, not the Duke, it's a baby. It's sold out, so this isn't like a promo.
Yeah, can't find it.
Can't find these fucking balls.
Supply chain.
Sorry about it.
Supply chain, yeah. If we do find these balls again, I promise you we'll be trying to move them because everybody needs to have them. But this baby Duke, built like every other Duke or football created, comes together at the laces. The laces are actually a meaningful thing here. And the bladder inside also connected here. So the reason why you don't want to kick the laces, you want to kick over here, because naturally this side's going to be harder. You see, it's going to be harder. It's not going to be as soft as this side. That'll wrap around your foot a little bit longer, just a hair longer. So then if you're a righty, the ball wraps around your foot a little bit longer. What's going to happen? Well, that thing's going to probably pull and get slingshotted, just like a golf shot. If the ball ends up being on the head of the club a little bit too long a turn, it's going to go left. So he was pretty much fucked from Jump Street. Now, some people could see the laces and adjust quickly and be able to get the ball off and aim a little bit right because they know the ball is probably going to pull a little bit. But with that, you can't do whenever there's a high snap and the ball is down because 1.25 seconds is the normal time. He's trying to get it off. Guys are coming through. He was fucked there. Now, make the kick, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
fucking make the kick, though. 29, make the You're one of the greatest kickers of all time. Already, people are going to talk about your legacy forever. What he's telling himself right here, should have made the kick. I am here just to let you know, a lot of shit went into this on why he missed the kick. So not 100% Mac's fault. You hurt the snapper, you do that. Chris Boswell comes down, hits one. I mean, what a fucking game, dude. But that was just like the tip of it. Those 1 o'clock games, we had 2 in overtime. Obviously, one goes to a tie. Steelers-Bengals go down to the final seconds of overtime.
Yeah.
There's games all across the board that were getting tight late. Eagles-Lions
Right.
got tight late. The San Francisco 49ers-Bears game was always like, what's going to happen here? Browns-Panthers. Let's dive in. Falcons-Saints, we'll get there for sure. Let's dive into the Browns-Panthers.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. Playing against his former team, the team that literally said, get the fuck,
Hate you.
okay, get the fuck out of here.
Coach wouldn't say bye.
He wouldn't confirm nor deny whether or not he said goodbye.
So
Hilarious. That guy went to Ivy League school. Very intelligent human. Very successful. And he's giving an answer. I don't know if I said goodbye.
Can't remember.
Think about how that's like 3rd grade.
Oh, yeah.
That's like 3rd grade stuff. Ivy League graduate, head coach in the NFL, genius, successful. How we doing? Did you say goodbye?
I don't know.
Maybe you told me.
fucking-
Really hates Baker's guts.
It's amazing to me. It is awesome to me to think about the human side there. But yeah, Baker wins him a playoff game, turns the franchise around. That jersey was long.
Yeah.
Long with names. Long Cleveland Browns jersey. That says all these goddamn names. Johnny Manziel's on that list. Brady Quinn's on that list.
Tim Koch.
Tim Koch is on it. Brandon Whedon.
Jeff Garcia.
Hoyer. Garcia. Derek Anderson.
Did we say Manziel?
Yeah, that's how this whole thing started.
Number 1.
But you're right. He
Tyrod
was on-
Taylor.
Everybody's on that thing. Goes down to goddamn Achilles.
Yeah.
This quarterback comes in, shows a little flash of light, lets him drink a little Bud Light in his first game there. They weren't allowed to drink Bud Light till they won a game. They didn't win until Baker Mayfield came in on Thursday night and won them a game. City's going crazy. We're doing it. Win a playoff game fucking in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Get him the hell out of here.
Don't want him.
Nobody likes him. OBS made a video, kind of exposed the entire thing.
Montage.
Thank you,
Odell Beckham
OBS.
Sr. kind of let a little light on the whole situation. So now he's playing the Cleveland Browns as a starter for the Carolina Panthers. New home, fresh start. Here we go. And what happens? Cade York, fucking dog from LSU, ruins it with a 58-yard draw beautifully that goes in 3/4 up the upright. This dude might have the strongest leg I've ever seen in my Justin Reed, baby.
Yeah, wow.
The safety for the Chiefs has a cannon.
Yeah, he
does.
Has an absolute.
Yeah.
Cade York murders the football, hits a game winner, great start. And Baker, I think he should be pumped, showed fight. I think Carolina Panthers fans are like, okay, we like this guy. Much different than Darnold, much different than what the other options could have been. They could have hit Robbie Anderson on a long ball. They do their thing. Yeah, this is a fucking hell of a play here. Everybody on TV is like, how could you, up 2 scores, let Robbie Anderson get past you? Well, that's because that's Baker Mayfield magic, baby.
Yeah, it is,
Whenever
right.
he's rolling to his left, you can't help but get caught in the wonder and the myth that is Baker Mayfield. And then that's the Zach Wilson pro day throw, by the way, rolling
That's
left
right.
right down the hash for a touchdown. He gets him back in it, but nonetheless, The Browns and Jacoby Brissett get a big-time win. I'm bummed for Baker. I think Carolina Panthers fans are probably happy they got him, though.
Yeah, I think McCaffrey looked good, too.
He did look really nice.
It was great to see him back.
Yeah.
Handsome, still healthy.
All the running back porn in that game. They Chubb, fucking Hunt. They all
Chubb and Hunt. They did a fullback situation.
Yes, they
fullback
did.
running
Yeah.
back situation with both of them.
snuck them out.
That's like
Genius.
That's going to be tough.
Tough to defend.
That's a guy who neither could confirm nor deny, saying goodbye to Baker Mayfield, saying we got two good backs. We don't know what's going to happen everywhere else. How do we get on the field at the same time? Hey, will you play fullback? Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
All right, sweet. Let's go. And let's do this for the fucking entirety of this. What if the Browns are able to maintain here? Jacoby Brissett, good player.
Oh, yeah.
He could take them on a run, Connor? Is that what we're saying about the Browns?
Absolutely. I love Jacoby Brissett. And, I mean, when he was playing for the Colts before Cam Hayward dumped Quentin Nelson on his knee, he possibly could have won the MVP. I mean, they beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, but I don't really expect, just because the Browns did this and beat the Panthers, that they're going to, be 8-3, 8-4 by the time Deshaun comes back, and who knows what happens then. But Myles Garrett, we're talking about how T.J. Watt's on that Defensive Player of the Year run until he hurt his pec. I mean, Myles Garrett had 2 sacks and a forced fumble too. So if their defense is that good, I mean, and Jacoby isn't turning the ball over, then maybe they can, get it done until Deshaun comes back.
The AFC is hilarious. If you think about it, Colts are undefeated still.
Unreal.
Miami Dolphins are a team now.
Dougie Mills.
Miami Dolphins are a team now.
Yes.
Yeah, Dougie Mills and the Texans still undefeated. You look at the Buffalo Bills, what they look. I mean, that was a pain train that they brought in to Los Angeles. And then you start talking about these other teams in the AFC, like the Chargers.
Yeah.
The Chargers look damn good. I mean, the Chargers looked damn. Their defense. I mean,
Khalil
Khalil
Mack.
had 3 sacks. They had so many picks.
Derek Carr, threw 3 picks, and everybody's like, Derek Carr's dead. It's like, well, Devontae still had a shit ton of yards.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like, the AFC is loaded right now, dude.
Well, and like you mentioned, I mean, Derek Carr, whatever you want to say about him, like usually he's not throwing 3 picks in a game. Like they're gonna get Devontae and him picked up. I mean, Devontae Adams is fucking unbelievable.
How about the
Unbelievable.
How about the shake? Like, what was that? Like 18 yards down the field
Yeah.
or whatever it was. And Asante Samuel Jr. had been talking shit the entire, which I love.
Sure.
I'm excited to watch him take on wide receivers that aren't Devontae Adams because I feel like Asante Samuel Jr. is gonna. He's going to be a guy. He's
going to win.
And he's going to talk. It sounds like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about how nasty it is. I guess these types of things normally happen on the line of scrimmage if you're going to shake somebody. But him getting Asante Samuel Jr. twice in this one play, Asante Samuel Jr., young guy, going to figure it out. He thinks he's going in for a post. Obviously, turns out, how you doing? Keep moving. Then hits him with another hand. Spin move hand. Stiff arm. Devontae Adams is a dog.
Yeah.
Okay? But I think he's even realizing life's going to be a little bit different without Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers had his not best day yesterday, but you would think if Devontae's on that team and, the whole.
My God, it makes a difference.
God, it makes a massive difference. And I don't know if all Green Bay Packers fans realize that. Whenever you see that type of highlight going around, you assume to yourself, oh, a lot of people could do that. No. Like, if you synced the way that was being chatted about by NFL DBs, NFL wide receivers, I guess this is not a normal thing that takes place this far down the field. Everybody's talking about, can't do that. Can't have this happen. Full turnaround twice in the middle of a play. Asante Samuel Jr. going to get better from this and learn from this, but you're missing this guy when he's not on your team. I think Packers fans got a chance to really fully realize that, as did probably Aaron, who said there's going to be growing pains with the new squad and everything like that. But goddamn, I like the Chargers team. They get a massive win. I like the fact that it was an away game at home because the Raiders fans kind of infiltrated that place because it used to be Los Angeles Raiders. That's now happened with the Chargers and the Rams. Chargers and the Rams, both games, have had to go silent. Home teams have had to go silent count in very important parts. Brandon Staley, Herbert, undefeated in the division as well. How you feeling about it, Tone?
Good news for the Chargers because their problem the last few years is that they haven't been able to close out. Khalil Mack has 3 sacks. The defense performed very well. With Devontae, though, so he had... If you watch that game, Derek Carr looked his way. He had 17 targets. Waller had 6, and Renfro had 6. So every single big situation, Derek Carr went straight to Devontae, which I know Aaron did a lot of the same thing. Like soon, they're going to rely on Devontae a lot in that offense.
So the run game for them, what happened?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs, he played well when they gave him the ball, but they didn't give him the ball that often.
What's the deal? Josh don't like this
Well,
guy.
I mean, Brandon Bolden.
10 carries, 57 yards. It's almost 6 yards carries. Pretty good. That was it, though. That's all they did. They only ran 10 times.
So I think my favorite thing about that is What did McDaniel say? There's only enough room for
Listen, Josh.
one Josh.
Yeah, we don't pay guys named Josh around here. Okay, I'm Josh in this town, and you're not. Okay,
And we don't pay running backs either.
And we
right?
don't pay running backs. And guess what? You know who your backup is? Brandon Bolden, who was a special teams ace when I was in New England. And yeah, we're gonna run the wheel route with him, and he's gonna score the touchdown for the running backs in the Raiders this year. Not you, Josh. Okay,
That's one of those things, though, that I know McDaniel's second time being a head coach. He's one of the 2-1 new coaches, how they did on this past weekend or whatever. But there's going to be some growing pains in some places. I think that's what we learned. The place where there isn't going to be any, they just picked right up, right where they left off, maybe even better somehow.
maybe.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is awesome.
Oh, my
heard.
God.
How cool is he?
Yeah, he's the best.
He is so good at football. It's almost like it's some other quarterbacks, if they lose their guy, and this is not a shot at anybody, although it's going to sound like a shot at somebody. Sure. Don't want it to be a shot. Because it's not just a shot at the quarterback. I think it's a shot as the entire organization, because what Kansas City Chiefs have put an emphasis on in surrounding Patrick Mahomes with versus maybe some other places that might sound like a shot to. With that being said, you lose Tyreek Hill, you think, oh, you're fucked. Mm-hmm. Tyreek Hill's one of one, still is one of one.
Yep.
Going to change the game in a positive way for the Miami Dolphins. You lose somebody like that, you think to yourself, oh, they're not going to be able to make up for it. Patrick Mahomes don't give a fuck.
No.
He is so good. Dissecting defenses, figuring out where to go, getting the ball to all his playmakers. Now, Travis Kelce is going to go on to break every single record and should be in the conversation, the greatest tight end of all time, more. And he's not, because I think he's just kind of chill. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't think you really hear much from him. Mm-mm. He dresses awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Has great fashion sense, but you don't really hear much of him chatting or caring about where his stance is in the entire tight end ranking department. He is obviously Patrick Mahomes' go-to guy. They hang out. They're good friends, but there's good reason. That motherfucker's always open.
So good.
Feels like he's smarter than everybody else that he's on the field with. Can make every single catch. That first drive, it was like Patrick and Travis basically reminding people, hey, just a heads up. Remember on third downs and every big-time play last year, who was the ball going to? This motherfucker right here from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, I believe, with a sick fade,
Clean.
sick costume,
Good beard.
great swag.
Yeah.
That's who I go to every single time. Has had 1,000 yards for like the last 10 years or something like that. Unstoppable, that guy. But then they started getting to all of their playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the first guy I seen with that new Power Ranger helmet on.
Yep.
He got in pay dirt a couple times. Welcome to the fantasy football team, pal. McCole Hardman, still a guy. Sky Moore, all of a sudden a guy.
Good.
I mean, that team loaded, but I think if you're loaded and don't have a guy, who cares? Patrick Mahomes is like a super genius of football, I think. You pair that with Andy Reid, who has been there, done that with everything. God damn, the Chiefs are all the way. Not that they ever left. Not that they ever left.
No.
That's absurd.
144.2 passer rating for Patrick Mahomes. Shout out to Pro Football Focus for creating this. 5 tuds, 360 yards. The Chiefs are all the way back.
Yeah.
And it feels like last year was a down year for them. They lost to Cincy in the divisional round, I believe. No,
AFC Championship.
21-3.
Nobody's talking about them.
No.
Buffalo Bills are the pain train. Buffalo Bills are on the opening night. Buffalo Bills do their thing. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have been able to kind of sit down in the weeds almost, even though, golly, welcome back, Patrick Mahomes.
Plus Mahomes, I mean, he had Tyreek say what he said about Tua. Now who knows if that was a shot at Patrick Mahomes or not? Probably not. And then Sammy Watkins says that Aaron Rodgers is far better quarterback than Mahomes. So Mahomes has got some chips on his shoulder if he wants to, and Kelce was the most targeted out of that team. Number 2 was Juju, who he did fumble twice, lost one.
He looked good, Tony.
He did look good.
But no, he's settling back into that nice little number 2 role that he thrives in. So, I mean, the Chiefs were fucking dominant.
Yeah, the Chiefs were dominant, and I don't understand why everybody doesn't do what Andy Reid does down by the goal line.
Yeah.
Every week it seems like there's some new fuckery, and it's not that they need the fuckery. They have enough talent as well, but you add in the fuckery plus the talent, it's an unstoppable force. This play they did yesterday with a little fake rollout outside pitch thing, underhand to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who was lined up at fullback for a dive to the left. I don't know if he stumbled on purpose or not, but gets out of the plate, stumbles Dahn out wide open.
Walk in.
Cardinals are like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And then obviously we gritty and AB dance at the same time. Think the AB dance is going to become first down like Travis Kelce did.
Yeah.
Feels like that's probably going to be the move. But a rollout, sprint out, fake dive, pass under. How do you stop it? Everybody talks about third down in red zone being the most important and the hardest plays. Andy Reid always has some trick shot bullshit to go on. It seems to be unguardable. This Chiefs team was awesome to watch. I didn't pay attention enough to the defense. So how'd the defense do? Defense was great.
They were unbelievable. Like the only reason the Cardinals scored 20 or 21 points is because 2 of their touchdowns came in either late in the third and the fourth quarter, and a lot of the times it was just Kyler dumping it off because they were just basically sitting back in coverage, not letting them get any big plays. So the defense played really well, but like we were talking about it, is this the Cardinals without J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, DeAndre Hopkins? Do they just fall apart now because of that?
The thought of losing, Rondo. The thought of he's going to be really good, we assume. The thought of losing Chandler Jones, though.
Yeah,
sure,
huge.
Okay, he goes to the Raiders, gets broken off. Congrats. He's had 400 sacks in the last 4 years, never talked about because he's out in the desert, I guess. And I honestly don't know why he hasn't been talked about. You lose him, that's a big deal. I think that's a tone setter.
Yeah,
because just like T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward got to Joe, everybody's got to Joe. How many times Joey Barrow have been sacked?
24 times the last 4 games.
That needs to get figured out. But I think when you lose Chandler Jones, you lose that energy of a big-time fucking sack, too. Then you got J.J. Watt on the sideline. We know that guy will literally snort his own blood on the field.
That's
Buda
right.
Baker's a guy, but I think they lose that energy, that aura, that juice. And then on the offense, I don't think Kyler and Cliff have proven at all that they can be successful without DeAndre Hopkins on the field. DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know what his deal is, how many years he's got left. His value goes up every single week. He's not on the field because how fucked they are. I'm fascinated to see this Cardinals story because they did not look good at all.
No.
Kyler looked athletic. There were spurts there where he'd make big plays. There was a couple big-time things, but they looked just out of it from the beginning. Now, the Chiefs is the Chiefs, though.
True.
So that's what we got to remember for all of these conversations.
Week 2 is always hard.
We have no clue what tomorrow's going to look like. We have no clue what 3 weeks from now are going to look like because these teams that are getting their asses beat might be really good, and the team that's beating their ass might be the best team in the fucking league.
Yeah.
Michael Lombardi told us, and he looked it up. He did the stats and analytics. He said, analytics will show you that the teams that start hot are the teams that will go on to win the whole thing. So we could say that we learned a lot about a lot of teams, but there's always a few outliers that are able to turn it all around and fucking go on a run out of nowhere somehow. Like the Green Bay Packers who have been for the last few years.
It might not matter because who knows? I mean, if their offense looks as good as it did yesterday, the Chiefs probably aren't going to be playing in that many close games, but Harrison Butker, if he is out for a while, and I know they have Reed, and you mentioned it earlier that he has an absolute cannon, but like, how much do you think that could potentially bite them in the ass if Butker does end up missing like an extended period of time?
Well, we've seen it. I mean, we've seen some misses around the league. Right? I saw them on my Twitter mentions. Okay, I didn't miss every kick. Okay? I got people tweeting me, oh, way to go, at Pat McAfee Show. This is your fault. Guy misses from some team that's playing in the European Football League.
Sure.
But it is a bummer whenever guys miss, and you don't know who's going to be good and who's not going to be good whenever they get on your team. For instance, Jake Kamara, punter for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
He had 3 punts last night for his first punt.
Yep.
First one hits the thing.
Jumbotron.
Second one, penalty. Third one, bombs a 63-yarder, 43-yard net. Hell of a start on the stat sheet. Now, I will say, I don't think Kamara did it on purpose. I just think he was trying to get a punt off and there was somebody very close, so he had to hit it a little bit higher. I'd say 25 out of 32 NFL punters. And I'm only saying 7 can't, just like to kind of protect myself here.
Sure.
Basically, every NFL punter could fucking hit that Jumbotron if you wanted to. Now, the setting has to be, you have to be in the right spot, you have to hit the right punt. But if every NFL punter basically wanted to hit that thing, they could sit back and hit that thing. I know they raised it to get it out of the way, and it certainly is out of the way, especially for most punts that happen in an NFL game. But I think Kamara sat back on that one, hit it because there was a rush up top. So, like, that's a certain punt that could hit it. And it was certainly continuing to go. So I think he showcased a big fucking leg there. I think that was impressive to watch. But basically everybody in the NFL could do that if they had to. Not diminishing how good he is or could be, just stating, like, there's a lot of NFL punters probably watching that going, well, anybody could fucking hit that thing.
Very possible.
And I just feel like I should speak for them. But him hitting a 63-yard ball with a 43-yard net's a great start. We'll see how it goes. Who knows how he's going to be in the NFL. But you talk about a lot of young kickers that could potentially have to come in for Butker instead of for the Chiefs because they paid him as well.
Yeah.
Justin Reed, that first field goal, if he's going to kick like that, and if he has taped ankles, even more impressive. Because everything about kicking is supposed to be like pointing your toe and like getting through. He's potentially got taped ankles just boom! Over the fucking net,
crushed
into the crowd. Keep the ball. I don't need it. And then he lines up for a goddamn kickoff, and he puts it through the uprights. Puts it through the uprights. I sent him a DM. I'm like, hey man, honestly, I think there's only maybe like 8, 9 guys that could probably do what you did on kickoff today. And that, why isn't he? He should just kick off. I wonder how his hip flexor feels. I wonder how his groin feels. I wonder how his hammy feels today. You know, afterwards, if there's going to be a little bit. But if he doesn't feel anything, that motherfucker should be kicking off. And I know there's a couple teams that would potentially hire him just to be a kickoff specialist, including the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Jesus.
Especially if Bucker's injured, just to save some wear and tear on Bucker, just have him kick off. And, I mean, he's going to cover like a fucking...
Great safety.
Because he's not going to be able to kick it through the end zone every time. Even the guys who could kick the ball through the end zone on a regular basis run into some stadium or situation where the ball does not go all the way out. He's still going to be able to hit a fucking ball, though, just like everybody else. He goes downer. He's in coverage now all of a sudden, huh? This is like when you got a quarterback just running a power like Josh Allen.
right, yeah.
It's 11 on 11 all of a sudden. Somebody's unaccounted for. Who's it going to be? The guy that's kicking off? Are you going to let him go?
Forcing fumbles.
He's fucking all-pro safety. What are you going to do? This is a weapon. Now, you would have to worry about that is the hardest on hip flexor, groin, knee, the whole thing. But I assume Justin Reed's in pretty good shape.
Probably.
I assume he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the wear and tear is on his leg because he hasn't kicked in a while. Let the fucking guy do it. Just let him hit the kickoffs. Let Butker take that 1.5 step from 54 yards. Now, quick breakdown on that. So he wasn't able to go full steps because I think normally full step is depending upon if you take a jab step or not. Normally it's like jab, 1, 2, okay? But after the jab, that's get your momentum. Then this step, then you're coming in full force for that last one. And the force normally, whenever you're kicking a field goal, is very hard on the plant foot, okay? Very hard on the plant foot. And you're actually supposed to lock this knee. I can never do it because my fucking knees were like 9-year-olds always have been. You're supposed to lock this knee and you're leaning, okay? The farther the lean, normally the higher the ball. So Butker, whenever he's going in, he's leaning at a fucking pretty good angle, probably 45 degrees trying to get down to. I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear on your ankle there, right? Because your ankle is kind of the exact power point with the ground because you're trying to leg lock this side. Your legs are supposed to be completely parallel when you're kicking a ball. Okay, so your legs are supposed to be literally sideways like this, parallel. So your left ankle is taking all of that. I mean, all of it. So that's why he went with a shorter approach so he wouldn't be as hard on his ankle. But in doing so, you can't lean as far, so the ball gonna be lower. Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit more of a line drive ball. So if I was playing against the Chiefs last night and I saw that he was taking 1.5 steps, and I assume they thought of this over there, I got 2 guys up the middle and I got the tallest motherfuckers I got jumping straight up in the air. Now, I think Butker has a strong enough leg. He would have been able to clear them for his 54-yarder. I think he would have been able to make his other kick as well. But this ball is going to be a lot lower trajectory because he can't go as hard on his ankle, I think. But it was an impressive performance. He's an absolute dog for doing this, and that had to hurt like fucking hell. But hitting a 54-yarder at less than half strength, that's just a joke. Yeah. And that's why Butker is an absolute animal.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And almost, if they don't find a replacement kicker, like who says the Chiefs just don't say, let's just go for 2 every single time? Because the plays that we're drawing up, no one can really stop. Let's spread them out.
How many do they have?
I feel like
Hundreds.
This is just the first set. Yeah, like we got like maybe a little glimpse into what the entire season will be because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes were probably sitting at the whiteboard all offseason like, oh, they think we're not going to win the division? Did they forget about who I am and who we are as a team and who Travis Kelce is? Because that's actually what it felt like yesterday. Like, oh, these motherfuckers thought that we just are going to stink now that Tyreek Hill left. Like, no, I will give it to anybody who's open, and he was putting the ball wherever he wanted to. Like, there was one rollout to the left where a nice little little sidearm, and then there was one to Kelsey where he kind of had to roll out to the left, and he put an absolute rope. And that was right before the do your dance Kelsey first down. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is certified.
Yeah, he is.
He might get a new deal before Lamar.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And Lamar was unbelievable yesterday.
Yeah, and Lamar's deal was embarrassing.
Okay, so let's talk about it. We haven't talked about it. We do got to talk about Tampa Tom potentially tumbling into another ring
Right.
on the backs of a great defense that seems to be going.
my God.
And the offense is going to have to get it figured out a little bit more. They get a big win in Dallas. Who knows what Dallas is, especially now without Dak. Sorry about it, Mike.
Sorry about
Cowboys
it.
are dead.
Big Mike, probably.
Yeah.
There's a moment that the cameras catch where Big Mike is told, hey, it's a Bennett fracture or something like that. Probably going to be 5 to 6 weeks at least. Come on.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna pack my things now.
I mean, they didn't look great with him in there anyway. So
Only one of them to lose in the division.
Yeah, they're in last place. That Cowboys team. What the fuck? Why does it seem like it is? This is incredibly unfortunate.
It is.
This Dak Prescott, for Dak, for the Cowboys, for everything. But that did not, you're right, Tone, to your point. I don't think there was ever a moment with Dak in there where we're like, okay, these Cowboys are going to go. Now, Micah, back-to-back, 3rd and long. How you doing? Keep it moving. But then the offense wasn't doing anything.
Right.
So there was no real, Micah's,
he's good.
he's unbelievable.
So good.
He is all over the place too. And I like the fact that he said, I ain't about that pussy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't about that. Like he is. Feels like Mike is a
Oh, yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
I fucking love him. I love everything about him. I do fear though that he's going to be on a team for a long time that just seems to be cursed by whatever Cowboy curse there potentially is. Because Dak being out 5 to 6 weeks stinks. On the other side of the plate, Tom Brady and that team are going to have to figure it out. They get a win. Giselle wished him luck.
Oh, my
was
God.
nice. She did.
Giselle, let's go, Tom Brady. Let's go, Bucks.
Yeah, that felt really good. Like when that got sent in a group or whatever, and I saw it, that felt really good.
Me too. I was like super happy. I'm like, all right, look at it. Giselle starting, it's game day. She's like, you know what?
right.
Bygones be bygones. You're right. The whole house enjoys this.
We love love.
We love the game. We love love. And we love what Tom in the game. I think Giselle potentially all the way back.
Thank you, Giselle.
Hey, thank you, Giselle.
Bench body season, though.
What?
He's got a good jawline right now. He looks good. I don't know if the TB12 diet has been moved a little bit and he's eating less calories. Seems like he's even more chiseled than he's ever been in the past. They're celebrating a big time win. They were able to move. They were able to do things. Lenny Fournette, obviously fantastic out of the backfield and blocking, as we saw in the video. But my big thing is he couldn't complete for 13 more yards.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Fuck.
Our super boost. Now, I didn't win a single bet yesterday.
Yeah,
Other than the under for the Bears and the Niners. And that is why watching the pregame shows is a weapon. Just like we saw Buffalo Colts a couple years ago, and we saw the snow globe that was taking place in Buffalo. It was an easy, under right now. Everybody under. That thing dropped 4 points, I think, in a matter of 15 minutes. Didn't matter. Would have been under regardless. It's just, that's the only bet I hit. Everything else, I thought the Super Boost, if the Super Boost hits, who cares?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And they came out throwing the ball a lot. Mike Evans got one.
Yeah.
Julio Jones got one. Godwin was getting a bunch. He looked like he was
first-
limping.
Yeah, and then he did get hurt.
That very
so.
first play, he looked fast, and then
He got hurt.
Hamstring.
They rushed him back.
Hamstring.
No, he was out. I think it was the last play of the first half, and then he was out the entire second half of the hamstring.
No,
They're
they
saying
did.
that he played-
They
Oh,
rushed
with
him
the
back.
ACL?
It seemed like he was healthy, but then leading him up to the week, he was questionable, and they acted like he maybe wasn't going to play, and it was going to be a true game time decision. And then very early on Sunday, they're like, no, he's playing. He's good.
Yeah, and then he ended up leaving. But he's a difference maker for their team. It looked like they were doing it all. They just couldn't, they couldn't get in the end zone.
finish.
Because those were a lot of short kicks for Suckup. Like, all right, here we go.
He missed one, too.
Yeah,
he
36,
did.
I think, or something like that.
That was early. Couldn't have it.
Second quarter.
Didn't make a difference, though.
It ended up not making a difference, and I'm sure
all.
he's not happy about it at all. I think his ankle kind of rolled too when I was watching. I don't know why that exactly happened, but they couldn't finish. And I don't think they're going to be in trouble. I think they have enough talent.
Yeah.
I think their good defense is flying around. For whatever you want to take it for the Dallas Cowboys, the fucking Bucks D held them to 3 points in a professional game. So, that's impressive. But it wasn't what we thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to be. But does Tom ever start hot?
No, never. Like
Literally never, right?
Never. I mean, there were years that we would start 1-3 and 2-2 when he was still in New England. But the only worry I thought was, the left tackle goes out with what looked to be a pretty bad elbow injury.
Oh yeah,
Donovan Smith. Like
he was mad.
Yeah, he was not, and it was immediate too. Like by the time he was on the ground, he was holding his arm. It wasn't like something that he might have just tweaked. Like it looked like a very bad injury. And then immediately after that, Micah Parsons sacked 3rd down, and that's why it felt like they couldn't score any touchdowns because they only had one 1st and goal scenario, and that was when they threw the fade to Mike Evans. Like before that, when they got to 3rd down, they really couldn't.
Money down, they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, they couldn't block because they knew they were throwing it, and Micah was just kind of ears back going and getting them.
And I think on the flip side of that, when McGovern got hurt for the Dallas Cowboys guard, that's when the game changed on the other side. I mean, that was a flip. The trenches matter, man.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Hey, the trenches matter. Long snappers matter. But the trenches fucking matter.
Huge.
Need to talk about it more often.
Look at the fucking Packers game. They announced that Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins aren't playing, and Rodgers is under pressure all day. I don't know. The thing that I don't understand
There
is
seems to be a little bit of.
well, I just don't like why.
Wait, Bach didn't play?
They're continually
or Elton Jenkins.
Almost
They're
Bach.
continually reporting about it and like making it a bigger deal.
Guess who's
Almost Bach.
Almost
Bach again.
Yeah.
Bach is almost back. Tell a friend.
Eventually.
You're the friend that gets told this.
Yeah.
But it just like because we had been I was just under the assumption they were playing.
Me too.
With how it was being reported all week, and then he obviously didn't want to put the cart before the horse or whatever you want to say, but like just then say he's coming back to like week 4 or something.
Hey, Aaron got slaughtered out there.
He did big time.
Hey, he
big
took
time.
some big shots.
The fumble, he got killed by like 3 dudes.
boom.
Yeah.
One where Zadarius comes right up the middle.
Yeah.
He gave a JBL clothesline
Get
from
out of the
hell.
way.
Did.
Zadarius Smith gave a clothesline from hell to A.J. Dillon, and it was a good bump.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. I mean, flat back.
He did.
And then Zadarius Smith
And then-
chased him down. And then the whole moment between Aaron and Zadarius, it got, but the trenches matter.
Big time.
You know what else matters? Making sound business decisions.
Hell yeah.
And Lamar Jackson appears to be doing that. Now, there's a lot riding on Lamar Jackson staying healthy. And a lot of people say that the way he plays, he's going to get hurt eventually. They've been saying that about him since high school. To be clear, I said that about him at one point in his NFL career. There's no way this dude's going to be able to stay healthy. Guess what? He basically has.
Yeah.
He's already won an MVP. He's successful as hell, has a playoff win, and he's added 18 pounds of muscle. Took a big shot yesterday, bounced right back up. Has to avoid those for the next 3 years because basically he's staring down 111-ish million. Now, that number might be 120 million, 125 million, depending upon what the salary cap is and new quarterback deals that happen. That's counting on him playing out this season on the last year of his rookie contract and the next 2 years being franchise tagged. But 111 to 125, depending upon which reply tweet you read to me saying it was 111. Everybody seems to have their own math. Everybody, whatever the case, he has over 100 million some guaranteed over the next 3 years if he stays healthy. That's a massive if, because in the NFL, everybody can get hurt at any given moment. It's grown men. It's 21, 22 mile an hour bodies flying around. There's a chance anybody can get hurt. But he's staring down over 110 million guaranteed. So when Mort Report came out, and we love Mortensen.
Yeah, big fans.
When he comes out and reports that it's $130 million guaranteed, and who knows if that's real or if that was just signing bonus, and then he actually got offered in between 160 to 170, whatever the case, it's $100 million less than what Deshaun Watson got in guarantees, or it's $70 to $75 million less than what Deshaun Watson got in guarantees, and it's only either $22 million more than he's already got guaranteed at the low end, or it's only $40 million more than what he's guaranteed probably. In purely business mind frame, how could he agree to double the amount of years with that little of return and guarantees on the other side? From a business perspective, that would have been a fucking terrible deal for Lamar Jackson to sign. Now, Have we got all the details? Do we know what that deal was actually structured like? No. We'll ask Rappaport in like 2 hours to see what his thoughts are on the whole thing and what he has learned. But from a business perspective, I assume an agent would make him sign that because he would talk to him about what it actually is. $260 million or something like that over 6 years, whatever their math is, or whatever, 290. And they would have sold the whole thing. But the only thing that matters in contracts, and this needs to be remembered, is the guaranteed money. We have no idea what anything else is. Everything else is just speculatory. Everything else is just maybe. Because just like you say, Lamar shouldn't bet on himself the next 3 years because of injuries, there's a good chance that if you sign a 6-year deal, at some point the injuries are going to come, and you're never going to see the number that is at the high end of the report of what the deal is. I think business-wise, Lamar made the right decision, but everybody's going to tell you it's a bad one because everybody's getting information from agents, and Lamar ain't using one. There are good agents out there. I'm not saying there isn't, but there's a lot of shitty agents out there that only make deals with people because they just know people, and those people aren't happy that there's a chance a quarterback is going to get the best contract in the history and do it by his own goddamn self. I'd like to see Lamar keep doing his thing, and I'd like to see the Ravens reward him. Pay this guy his fucking money. He earned it. He deserves it. And I think this year, if it's a fuck everybody tour by Lamar Jackson, I can't fucking wait. 55-yard bomb, another absolute rope to a guy in the end zone. Thought it was a no look. He said it was a look. So I mistermed that entire thing. But Lamar looks like he's throwing the ball better. He's still Lamar Jackson. What a fucking guy. What a bet on himself. I hope it pays off.
Yeah, they're going to be awesome. And the contract situation is similar to Roquan, where it's like, hey, I'm the next guy up. Like, if I don't reset the market at quarterback, I'm fucking over the other guys that play my position. Like Burrow, Herbert, and granted, he might not give a shit about what anybody else gets paid. But if he were to take that deal, then all of a sudden, instead of what Watson did, which kind of raised the level even higher.
Mulageta from Athletes First, hell of a deal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hell of a deal. That's an agent.
Unbelievable.
I was just saying,
That's an agent.
I know Lamar's represents himself, but maybe.
Hey, give him all a get the call. Let's see what happens. But I can't wait to see what's taking place. A lot of people were burying Lamar for saying no to $130 million. I understand, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money. Mm-hmm. But whenever you talk about negotiations in business, you can't just have what you thought in your head was it. You got to act like it's poker chips. You got to act like it doesn't matter. You got to act like it's monopoly money. Not easy. Got to do it. That's fucking business, because if not, you'll get fucked the entire time. And that money's going somewhere. Might as well go to fucking you is how it should go.
Also, if you believe and have basically proved that you are worth like $235 million, then you're just a moron if you accept $130 million. You know, it's like
he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
And you could take those tweets at face value, but just as like someone observing, when you look at that, it's like, okay, well, they're way far apart, so he is going to play out the remainder of this contract on the franchise tag, and then he's not going to be a Raven. If you look at that and you think that's what was actually offered to him, like, there's no way. That deal's done. Bridge is burned.
The flock, by the way, was not happy.
Yeah.
No. The flock was not happy.
Flock was a mess.
They're viewing the same way we are. Pay that man his money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep him in there.
Right now.
But business happens. And Lamar said, maybe they get a deal done during the season, basically.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. We'll be back at 5. AJ Hawk will join us with more overreaction. I think we hit everything on the list.
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
Look at us. Oh, we didn't talk about the monsoon. Or Carson.
No, you did.
No,
you
we
said
did.
you bet on the monsoon because you saw Stacey Dales getting poured on in the pregame
Yeah,
show.
like the Buffalo.
Boom. Didn't talk about Carson. Did I lie to you? Commanders fans? I didn't lie to you.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
Everything I've been saying into this right here that I've been getting attacked for by y'all motherfucking commies over there, okay?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The commie commanders.
Yep.
I don't mean as, like Red Nation.
No,
Not USSR.
No, I mean
Commanders
like
commies.
Commanders commies. Just trying to, as friends, just trying to call you as friends.
They are red.
I would like they are red.
Mm-hmm.
Different red, I think.
There's a lot of decisions.
Burgundy.
Interesting colors.
Whatever the case, I want to be friends with you guys. I was trying to tell you the truth. You got the experience in week 1. You got to win.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's going to be
Fucking strap in.
Could have been easier.
Strap in.
Wait until this season happens.
Yeah.
He's getting better. He beat Clowntown. Couldn't do it last year.
There's 75,000. We're going to take 5. You guys need
Take
to start
5.
watching
Take 5.
another show. We hit everything.
We had everything.
Yeah, we did.
And don't forget the Lions lost again.
Yeah, and
we talked about that early.
Yeah.
Tony.
I mean,
Sorry,
Eagles
my
look
bad.
good.
Dayball
Dallas.
also has massive nuts. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
Dayball. How
Yeah.
about Dayball in the locker room?
yeah,
Saquon's back.
unreal.
He might be 4'4". Heck
Yeah.
yeah. It looked like he was
ball
dancing.
and ball.
He looked like he was in the Minions commercial almost.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was.
Yeah.
That's what good coaching looks like.
FDNY hat.
Vrabel looked to
Yeah,
It's the angle. It's the angle.
It's
the
gotta be the angle.
He's got Sicilian
Yeah,
on it.
that's the angle.
All right, that's the angle. We're back in 5. Take 5.
Take
Hour
five.
2. AJ Hawk will join us some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. We are not in the new studio yet,
Not yet.
as you can see.
Could have been a replica. I mean, it could have been exact. We just picked it up and put it in.
We are in the new studio.
Yeah, we are. It's awesome, right?
It's awesome.
We had to-
Sweet. Love this
We
place.
had to punt that for a week. Hopefully.
There was a,
Supply chain.
Supply chain. We're in the middle of it all. All the things you hear about in the real world, I am either currently dealing with or have dealt with in the last 2 months. And all the bitching about it is 100% warranted.
Yeah.
But there ain't nothing anybody can do about it.
No.
So we might as well just strap in, have an hour or two. We'll see you in 5.
Dear Coach Freeman, I hope this letter finds you well. Although if I had to guess, it probably won't, because that was one of the most embarrassing defeats Notre Dame has faced in my lifetime. I mean, for Christ's sake, was Chad Pennington playing? Was Randy Moss playing? Was Matthew McConaughey coaching? No, they weren't. It was a bunch of guys we've never fucking heard of, and you still couldn't get it done. Now listen, you're 0-3 to start, which isn't the end of the world. But everyone in the Notre Dame community, they're fucking done with you, okay? I'm not done with you yet. I have a lot of faith in what you can do with those boys. But let me tell you right now, if you lose next week to California, I might be fucking done with you. I hate to say it, but Joe Montana is not walking back through that door, and neither is Jeff Samardzija. Your quarterback's hurt, so you're going to have to find somebody else. I've noticed that you haven't reached out to old Coach Lou to come in and either do the fucking newspaper trick or to do the bumblebee speech. Let me remind you, the previous guy never asked me to do that kind of stuff either. And look what fucking happened to him.
I don't think it has anything to do with winning.
I'll leave you with this. If I need to come in to Notre Dame Stadium, get a megaphone, and start singing cheer for on Notre Dame, wake up, DJ, go singing her name, I'll sing the whole goddamn fight song and get the boys going. Because like I said, if you start losing more consistently, you're going to be fucking deader than a doornail. I love you, I'm available, and please write back. With love, Coach Lou Holtz.
Joining us now is a man who got to experience that at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Got to experience it in the NFL. Now he's on television. He's this man's brother-in-law. He's obviously incredibly handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Quinn.
Yay!
Holy hell.
Jesus.
You look like that all the time.
I don't know if you guys can see what's behind me. I think AJ might be more familiar with this picture. So hopefully AJ can elaborate or add some context to all this.
Is that Chopper up over your left
That's
ear?
Chopper. Yeah, that's
Wow.
Chopper.
AJ,
How'd you get that in your background?
what happened here? So,
Well, this is a golf cart submerged.
why are you fully dressed underwater?
Thank you, Brady. Okay. Brady, I mean, yeah, you gotta. I guess we have to mention it, Brady. This is Pat. You know, this golf cart, the e-brake just Didn't work on me. I was parking close to the green. I rode that joker right into the pond because it took a hard right turn. This was like 12 years ago. I jumped in instantly. Oz is the other guy looking for his cigs. There was no help. And then Brady and Chopper were in my group. They came up about 10 seconds later, and they both just dove in instantly and started helping.
Yeah. So you, hold on,
we
Brady.
did not finish our round.
You drove this cart directly into this pond.
Well,
you are a fucking menace behind the wheel, AJ. You drive with both feet. You sleep. Your hands are all deformed because of your broken fingers. You're driving golf carts into ponds. Straight up. Are you blacked out drunk in this thing?
No, I wish I was. That's the problem. I was not.
Sober.
Oh my God.
This guy.
I was trying to get there.
Brady, how do you let this guy marry your sister? How do you let this guy marry your sister, Brady?
Let me add some more context to all of this, okay? This is at Rattlesnake Ridge. This was the first year, our first fundraiser for my foundation, the Third and Goal Foundation, which helps support wounded vets. So
Great
AJ
cause.
was kind enough to come out and obviously support the cause. Now, I guarantee you he was not sober for this because we actually took a party bus to Rattlesnake Ridge.
Oh, AJ, boozing and driving.
No one was sober at this thing.
What I'm saying is,
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, September 12th, 2022. Hour 2 begins right now. Football is here. A fantastic weekend of both college football and NFL football with an entire Sunday slate in the men's league happening for the first time in what feels to be 14 years. Tonight, week 1 will conclude with the Denver Broncos. Let's riding.
Devin White.
All the way into Seattle with Russell Wilson's return home. Now, there's been mixed reports happening about the relationship in Seattle. I'll tell you, we've been reading a lot of alleged inside sources, anonymous sources saying Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks did not like each other.
No, not at all.
He liked his teammates, probably enjoyed some people around the building, but Schneider, Carroll, and Russ certainly had a little tension between the three of them. So that press conference we seen where I believe Pete was talking, and then Russ pokes his head in, then Schneider pokes his head in, and we love each other. They did not, allegedly. Now, was that all just bullshit now that they've moved on? Are people trying to stir shit? It certainly feels like it. I don't know if 6.5 points will be enough tonight, but I have not won a single bet all weekend. We'll talk to the Toxic Table for the next couple hours at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Packers lost, Patriots lost. Toxic Table might be in a pit of doom for the next couple hours. Probably. At Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, 1-0 in your trap, Tone Diggs.
We did, but what did it cost, Pat?
TJ Watt out with a tit injury all season. Ian Rappaport just reported that Dak Prescott could potentially return late October, early November at best, with the Bennett fracture that happened in his throwing thumb last night in a loss against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Dallas Cowboys did not look good with Dak Prescott in the lineup. First week, could still be trying to get things going, even though they returned a lot of the same shit from last year and lost Amari Cooper, but they brought in other weapons. Seems like Cowboys are fucked. Joining us now is a man who once picked the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
He coached under Big Mike McCarthy, who might be back into his basement in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Fake head coaching if this season goes sour. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk. AJ, how's it going, pal?
What's up, guys? Yeah, I think you said I coached under Big Mike, which I understand. I did not coach with him. I played for him, and yeah, they're going through some tough times here in Dallas early.
You were a coach on the field.
That's right. Damn right.
You had
the green dot.
Yeah, the green dot had say calling plays.
Yeah.
And then whenever it got like to real important times, you act like you couldn't hear him. Sorry. Went into, coach mode, called your own plays. That's what I was referring to. Because I never talk about that. I always say college football national champion.
Sure.
I always say Super Bowl champion.
Right.
I always say Ryder Cup champion.
Wow.
I always say you survived COVID 2 times. Might have been more, including the old 1-9er, which was the tough son of a bitch. What I never say is this son of a bitch was a fucking coach on the field. I just want people to know that large cranium that looks like it potentially has rocks inside does not.
No.
So that's what I was trying to say. I apologize for complimenting your big ass brain inside your big ass head. But the Dallas Cowboys did not look great with Dak. I assume the next few weeks until late October, early November are going to be quite a guessing game with that Cowboys squad, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, they are. I mean, are they going to go try to get somebody, or what are we doing? Like, I know they say they're going to stick with Cooper Rush, or is someone else in play here?
So the internet said, hey, excuse me, Jerry, go get Jimmy G. And I think the San Francisco 49ers are going, excuse me, media, we fucking might need them still. That's a whole conversation in and of itself, what's going to happen in San Francisco 49ers camp, because Jay Glazer had a report yesterday on NFL on Fox Sunday kickoff.
Sure. Correct.
Goddamn right.
Noon.
Noon kickoff show.
Sean Payton was awesome. He was super cash. First statement was a little bit of a joke. I like Sean Payton on there. I think he's going to get called back in the coaching.
Don't get too comfortable.
But Jay Glazer said that Shanahan and Lynch called 15 of the OGs into his office, in their offices, and said, hey, if Trey Lance fucking sucks, okay, we're going to need you to be like, yeah, Trey's our guy.
Love him.
Trey's our guy to all the younger guys, because we very much understand that if there's a little bit of turbulence with Trey Lance, which there already has been, it was a monsoon. Let's not judge him for that game. But there was a couple decisions we could judge in there, I think. And Jimmy's on the sideline. We need everybody to buy in on Trey. How long is that going to last, AJ? Because the media's already fucking calling for it. Every single show is like, Jimmy G's sitting right there. Jimmy G's sitting right there. We said it was going to get loud if they start having some trouble. One game in a monsoon, it's already loud, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I would say we should give him a few games, maybe with decent conditions, to see what he really is as a quarterback. I mean, you can't really judge a whole lot when, Justin Fields he revives Chicago by doing swan dives, celebrating in the rain, because it's such an awesome sight, I think, too. Like, how are you supposed to play quarterback in that? Yes, they did. Justin Fields found a way to get a win. But, yeah, who knows, man? We knew this was going to happen. You want that. I understand them possibly talking to 15 of, like, the top guys in the squad to keep everybody together. But, like, ultimately, you would like that to happen naturally, where you don't really have to bring them in and have that meeting.
Oh, hey, that's very TV punditry of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because they love Jimmy, yes, but you want them to be like, hey, man, like, we can't have this. We can't always be looking over our shoulder.
We get it. You would think that the guys, you know what? Actually, I think it was misreported. I think those 15 guys want the Shanahan and Lynch.
Yeah.
Hey,
they throw their jerseys on the table?
No, I think they said, hey, we got Trey's back. I think they said.
They probably did.
I think those 15 guys who are the OGs of the locker room, have been there, go into Shanahan and Lynch. They just said they met, right?
Yeah.
Didn't know who called the meeting? Because that is a vastly different thing. If Shanahan and Lynch are like, hey, you guys are leaders on this team, everybody looks up to you, we need you to lie to all of them. That would be, that's an interesting, you know what I mean? That's an interesting.
Okay, coach.
That's an interesting thing.
They might have like a players' council. Did you have like a players' council ever where they would meet once a week and it was usually older guys?
Towards the end, yeah. That wasn't something that happened way back, was it? Did you guys have that your entire career?
Big Mike started doing it in Green Bay. Yeah, I don't know how many years in, 4 or 5 years in. Cincinnati, we had a part of that too. We'd meet with Marvin on Friday, like at lunch, talk to a lot of the older guys. It was, it's a thing. The coach can kind of get a feel on where guys are, like what guys' bodies feel like, what they want to do, what they shouldn't do, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I would hope that those guys said it to them, that we got Trey's back, but just like we talked about, humans are going human.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And if humans have no idea how long their careers are going to be, and aren't actually like fantasy football players, actual football players with their legacy, their contract, their bodies, it's going to be tough. Not judging Trey off that monsoon game. I will not. I refuse to. Even though it's Overreaction Monday, it's going to be very easy to do.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, it would.
That's what we've been waiting to do on this particular day. It'd be easy to judge them. A lot of people are. I'm not going to do it.
Can't.
Nice of you.
But
with that being said,
there were some plays where he looked like shit. We shouldn't get into it. We should allow him to at least have an opportunity to potentially be the guy that's going to lead that team. But just like we've been saying, and just like now everybody's saying, That team's a good team, man. Hey,
Yeah.
they got dogs. Deebo Samuel, I know he gave up a fumble yesterday. He got a bunch of touches. I think he had 8 runs or 8 rushes yesterday.
And they lost their number 1 running back, so he's running back 1 again.
That's what they got dogs over there. Now, George Kittle being out is definitely a bummer. I'm happy you missed that game, by the way.
Right.
Groin in that field could potentially
Imagine him trying to plant and you do the splits and rip your groin completely off.
Yeah, so can't wait to see Kittle back, but we got to relax on Trey, I think, until we see him with an opportunity to play quarterback. I think.
I would imagine there's coaches around the league today being like, hey, everybody, like if you lost or you won, either we're crowning people champs today or we're saying they're done, cancel the season. Like there's a lot of coaches around there trying to support their team one way or the other.
15 teams, fan bases, undefeated, going to win a Super Bowl. 15 teams, fan bases, completely defeated, fire everybody. 2 fan bases, co-leaders of their division, tied.
Hell yeah.
And their fan bases are saying, we're undefeated, we're on to week 2.
Yep.
Colts have the Jacksonville Jaguars, obviously massive, but week 1, I don't know how much we can tell who's good, who's not. Feels like every team has the capability to make some big plays. The Falcons, they should have won that goddamn game.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Falcons were 32 out of 32. Arthur Smith obviously talked to the media in a fashion that Arthur Smith, is this what he's going to be all the time?
I think so.
I hope so.
I hope so too. This will be awesome
Yeah.
to read these. I do not, envy the reporters that are going to have to go in there and talk to him. I do not envy that at all. But to those journalists that are going in there and are credentialed, remember it's an honor to have that opportunity. And when you inevitably get into a verbal joust with a guy who's like a super genius, son of a Marine who founded FedEx, we are going to appreciate the joust from outside looking in.
Good luck.
Like good luck in there. We appreciate it. But if that's what he's going to be like as a head coach, I'm pumped for it. He has the same offense and lineage as the Shanahan tree, as the LaFleur tree. So they're going to have shit where they're going to be able to gain yards. They're going to be able to play. Cordero Patterson still got it, man. This fucking guy was not supposed to be a wide receiver ever. He's supposed to be a running back, this guy, his entire career. He's a great returner. They had him outside. They kind of did that. He gets the ball in his hands. He is impossible to stop. But with those Artie Smith, Shanahan-type formation with the offensive line, they're going to win some games. I picked them plus 5.5. I was happy for that. They should have won outright. What does that mean? What are the Falcons going to be this year? Everybody thought they sucked. They might be something. That's across the league, AJ,
That is across the league. And Mariota, I thought looked pretty good. Like the guy can still move. He gets it, like when he gets on the perimeter, he has so many different options. And you're right, like Arthur Smith, seeing him, I was watching like the last just 5-10 minutes of that game, how they found a way. I guess give the Saints a lot of credit, but the Falcons should have won that game. But you could see Arthur Smith on the sideline just starting to boil. Like he was making these, like his mouth, his face. I was like, man, I feel for you. Like you're so frustrated right now. You should win this game, and you can feel it slipping away.
He was doing now. The Falcons, somebody on the internet, an internet sleuth, who would probably also be termed as Falcons hater on the internet, has pointed out, do you know how many fourth quarter leads this Falcons team have lost? Like, obviously we remember 28-3, everybody will.
Of course.
There was 30-20 against San Diego.
That's tough.
17-0, 12 minutes left against Miami, loss. 39-24 against the Cowboys, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, lost.
The onside kick game.
26-10, fourth quarter, 6 minutes left against the Bears, lost. 24-7, third quarter, 4 minutes left against the Bucs, lost. 26-10, 11 minutes left against the Saints yesterday, lost.
Man.
They just can't put teams away. New coach for whatever reason. I think Artie Smith will turn them around. I think it's a good team, a good thing. But their fan base has just got to be fucking heartbroken. How many more of those can you take? I'm really not sure. And I think the thing I liked about Artie, in the preseason, he was like that. Yeah. What you just said. Preseason game, third, fourth quarter, none of this football matters. Not even going to watch the film of this. None of this matters. He is motherfucking somebody. And I'm like, okay. Okay, this guy's got a little... I completely forgot about that. I'm excited for the Falcons.
You see how he ended it? when he ended, he ends the press conference. He's kind of pissed. He doesn't storm off. He walks off the stage. He's like head down, and he sees the owner. He's like, oh, hey, gives him a little handshake, and then heads out the door like, good. Handshake the boss.
Hey, we're gonna build it like Home Depot, dog. All
Come
right.
on.
All right, you got it. Let's get out of here, man. But on the flip side of that, the Saints find a way to win.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to do that, especially with division games. Michael Thomas all the way back. We missed him for an entire year. So did the Saints. He is a guy. Gets open. Seems to be absolutely dogged in right now too. He makes a go-go gadget snag, and then another one where he bodies somebody. Jameis Winston said, "There's pain everywhere." There's pain everywhere. Okay, I got pain everywhere, but he's got to have resilience. I've been listening to him on that Trust Levels podcast, presented to you by Players Tribune with Mark Ingram, Cameron Jordan. The more and more clips that come out about Jameis, this is not a gimmick.
No.
This is Jameis.
This is Jameis Winston.
This is Jameis Winston. He is awesome.
Yeah, he said on that podcast, I don't care how they're doing me as long as I'm doing me. And everyone just kind of lost their minds because that is a hilarious quote, and that, it sounds like, is what he is all the time, every day.
That Eaton W's thing, he thought that was a home run.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Still does.
Yeah.
No.
Might run it back.
Yeah, he threw the W
lives
up
in his
on the
own
way out
world.
yesterday.
He has found
Which
a
is
sweet spot
awesome.
with the ad-libs with DeMario Davis, too.
Yeah.
So.
And what? Yeah, he was ad-libbing to somebody else's motivation speech in the huddle. He is always like that. What if he, in the new energy with Allen around, what if it is just like, that's why those types of games happen? Not that they wouldn't do this in the past, but being able to squeak that one out at the end, that's huge. Will Lutz, welcome back. Had a miss early, hit it fat, pulled that thing. Then he bombs a 50-plus to win it. Will Lutz all the way back. That team, Blake Gillikin murders balls offensively if they could keep going
Landry
with
had
Jameis.
a great catch to put him in field goal range.
Down the sideline, he's dead. That guy's washed
Defense
up.
stops him when they end 3rd and 1. Mariota drops the snap, picks it up. You think he's going to scramble and get the yard, and DeMario Davis is there to smash him and hold him short, and they have to get rid of it again.
Dude, the Saints.
Offense still has packages for Taysom Hill where he looks like
He is running 14 miles
Forced
an hour.
that huge holding call, too, didn't he?
Bro, did he not look like... Now, this is very racist of me, so I do apologize.
What do you mean?
His particular brand of white with those white uniforms, he looked like he was moving at the speed of syrup. Didn't he? He really did. And then he was pulling away.
60-yarder.
He's smooth.
And just kept running. I'm like, God damn, somebody's going to track him. Nobody did.
He's fast tight end, Pat.
He's fast quarterback.
Yeah.
He's fast. I mean, there's real Taysom Hill packages everywhere. He looked like he was not moving, and he was pulling away. And if Taysom's going to continue to do that, they're still going to be able to make plays with him and have it on account. Look at Ingram blocking for him.
Dog.
Look at this. Absolute studs all around that team. I think they enjoy the fact that it was little to no conversation about them. Jameis Winston, they're just going to, I think it sounds like if you look at the way Cam and Mark talked to Jameis, sounds like they're all about Jameis being Jameis. Like, hey, this is who, dude, this is literally who he is. This is what he's always like.
And they're in capable hands. Like, if he does get hurt, Andy Dalton looked very sweet in that Saints uniform. Holy shit.
Hey.
He always looks good. He always has a nice helmet, nice fit with his chin strap, everything.
Now, his lid, oddly similar to your lid, which is oddly similar to Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about the Packers a little bit, and we won't be able to get you the clips that you requested to talk about the distrust probably between Aaron and the team and how they'll be able to get past this. There's just a couple of different situations we can move on. Supply chain issues between us and NFL. Supply chain.
You never know.
We get it.
It's like lead time, supply chain.
That's right.
It's all in there. We'll get it hopefully by tomorrow. You'll be able to lay it out there. But what did you see from Aaron Rodgers and the Packers aside from the same haircut you have on the starting quarterback? And is there a chance? Do you think the Vikings maybe just fucking really, really, really good? Maybe Packers still trying to figure it out. They will. Whole new cast of characters on the offensive side of the ball, everything like that. Defense is supposed to be unbelievable. Justin Jefferson had 200-some yards. Yeah. He is the new Cooper Kupp. Can't wait to watch the big brain of Kevin O'Connell do his thing with that, and Thielen being the OBJ. That offense with Cook cooking. Kirk Cousins seems to be bigger, stronger, faster, more free than ever. The Vikings just might be a team, or do you think it was the Packers? What do you think from watching that game, AJ Hawk?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, the Packers obviously did not play well, but for Aaron, you have two of your offensive linemen, two of your best guys are out. They are able to get 4- and 5-man pressure on you, and nobody's really open. Like, credit to the Vikings defense. I tell you all the time, Harrison Smith, the greatest at disguising coverages and not letting the quarterback know what coverage you may be in and where he's going to be. Also came up, made some huge tackles as well, Harrison Smith. But their whole team, like, the defense looked very, very good. Kendricks, I like a lot. I like Hicks as a linebacker too, and So Darius Smith, the revenge game, this dude was on fire the whole time, I felt like.
Did you see the clothesline from hell like he was JBL to A.J. Dillon?
How could you not? I mean, come on.
Hey, did you ever do that to anybody? You ever think, you know what, I'm going to take forearm right to shoulder. I'm going up and through the neck.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it was a fucking and flat bump from AJ. We're talking full flat bump on the back. And then Aaron, I think he goes to throw the ball back to AJ Dillon, who's probably supposed to block and then release. But clearly he's selling still.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trying to do his thing. He was a little bit. And then Aaron gets murdered. I mean, absolutely
From
murdered.
all sides, they all converge at the same time.
Dude, he was in the air, thank God, because that's one of those ones where if your leg's on the ground, you know, that's
I was glad he started
Miles.
rubbing his neck. Like, I'm like, all right, good. It's not his head, or it was his head, and he's faking a neck in.
Smart.
Oh, stinger, yeah.
No, it was definitely his neck. You could tell and how he was hit, but yeah, I don't know. I was glad he didn't stay down. I'm glad he stayed in the game.
How do you feel about him trying to block Darius Smith on the way out there? You loved it?
Awesome. Why not? Give him a shot, man. Why not?
Yeah, Aaron just wanted to feel alive.
Yeah,
You know
wake
what I
him
mean?
up a little.
I'd pick somebody else, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he could have also could have done a little bit more side with the hand if he wanted to. I like the fact that you could actually see in the one shot of him going, well, fuck it. Here we the full body
Throwing shoulder.
into it. And then how about Za'Darius flexing on him? Aaron, couple stumbles, which by the way, I couldn't get down and
You're trying to get up, but your momentum's still taking you the other way. Like I was like, oh, yep,
his soul was into the fourth dimension going this way.
As he's laughing too, kind of laughing, trying to get up.
Yes. And Stairs is flexing in his face. Can't wait to talk to him tomorrow about that particular play.
Yeah.
I don't know how much, yucking it up we're going to have tomorrow.
Yeah,
with Aaron.
sure.
And it seems this is the third season of ART. So you'd think people would learn by now. Got a lot of tweets last night like, Aaron's not showing up for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. It's like, no, that motherfucker will sit in the pocket. Now, we might ask about a situation, and we've learned from season 1 and season 2, there's a chance that convo will go a different way.
You never know.
And I'm not going to say, hey, shut the fuck up. I want to hear about blah, blah, blah. So people are going to say that I gave him an easy way out. We will bring up everything tomorrow. How the conversation goes, excited to see. He talked after the game. He said, there's going to be some growing pains. It felt like he was very, I don't want to say grounded.
He mentioned mental mistakes, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's and LaFleur too was doing a you gotta fucking
Yeah.
They did slow mo on that, and then Aaron on the sideline with this fucking number here with a fucking.
Tom Clements, he's sitting next to Tom Clements, his quarterback coach, that came back to the team this year. Tom is great because Tom is such a calming influence. Tom doesn't sit there and freak out, doesn't yell. He's very, very cool, calm, and collected pretty much at all times.
Yeah, fucking right, dude. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, man. Sounds like it. By the way, game's just getting started. There's gonna be a lot more.
Yeah.
You don't know this yet, but there's a lot more where you were just motherfucking about. Yeah, it's gonna happen probably next 2 or 3 quarters. Yeah,
A lot.
Just go ahead and buckle in for that one, pal. It should be a blast. And on the flip side, the Vikings, bro.
Yeah.
Ty Schmidt, owner of the Packers. You said at the beginning of the season you thought there's a chance the Vikings sneak into the playoffs. And if the Vikings get in the playoffs, who knows? Kevin O'Connell might be a mastermind. Kirk Cousins playing better than ever. And Justin Jefferson's going to be grittying in every single ballpark he steps into this year multiple times, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, like him being the Cooper Cup. Like, he's unbelievable. And I think people also forget how good Thielen actually is. Thielen was the guy there for so many years, and then they got Justin Jefferson. And then Dalvin Cook in the backfield. If Kirk isn't turning the ball over, they're going to have a good chance to beat the way their defense played too. And I do think the Vikings will make the playoffs. I still think the Packers are going to win the division. I mean, same thing happened they looked worse last year than they did yesterday. But yeah, I think maybe part of it too is, I mean, I don't know how much guys are actually hearing, but everyone's talking about how good the defense is, It was almost primed for for them to kind of just let everyone down.
Come back down to earth.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little bit.
All right, excited to see how that pans out. Congrats to the Vikings. We like Vikings players around here. We just so happen to speak to the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers every week. Lucky to do so, so we pay attention to them a little bit more. They've had your number for some time.
Yeah.
But the Vikings were awesome. Speaking of awesome, Minkah Fitzpatrick will be joining us in 8 minutes. He got held up in a meeting. He was supposed to join us 2 minutes ago. We'll have him in about 8. Can't wait to chat with him. The Steelers defense, unbelievable. We'll dive into that with Minkah. I want to talk to A.J. Hawk about the Chiefs right now. Hey, they lose the cheetah. They lose the fastest person to ever step foot onto a football field. I'll say it, and I'll say he's faster now than he's ever been. Because why, A.J.?
He's in Miami?
That and the Earth's spinning faster than it's ever spun.
Yeah, remember.
Forgot about that. You're right. I'm sorry.
So when he's running with the Earth
Are
spinning,
we all faster though?
Yes. Humans at this particular time in one particular direction are faster than humans have ever been in the past because we're all on a Sonic the Hedgehog super speed burst thing.
That's right.
It's awesome.
Because the Earth is doing it.
Rascal Flatts said it best.
Go on.
Highway?
I won't.
The world's spinning faster than it did in the old days. Yeah.
What song?
Naturally, we have more natural disasters.
And the red of the fun space.
We don't have anywhere near the buttery silk voice that old buddy does. He's just able to get on any microphone and do what he does.
Yeah.
He can sing any fucking words and it won't matter at all.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Anyways, the world is spinning faster, Rascal Flatts guy. But Tyreek Hill is faster than he's ever been. He's gone. How will the Chiefs react without having a one-of-one? A man who changes the math on the defensive side? They were just fine. And Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes reminded the world that, hey, in those third downs that were needed or fourth downs that were needed, red zone, whenever we needed something, the ball was going to Travis Kelce. Now everybody remembers the Wasp play in the Super Bowl where Patrick throws it up to Tyreek. Tyreek was very, very important to the Chiefs offense, but I think a lot of the players on the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid also, they wanted to prove, hey, we still got it. 5 tuds, 350 yards, 144.9 QBR. Balls were in buckets, points were scored. Put that shit on. Do your dance, AB. First down. They were awesome yesterday. The Cardinals might suck, but the Chiefs were awesome yesterday, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, what a ball though, right there. Just that clip you showed. Like, there's 3 different defenders trying to roll with Kelce there, and Mahomes right some steps up into the pocket, no pressure, really beauty right over the linebacker's shoulder.
I love the fact that we're stealing these videos clearly.
Yeah, it's perfect.
From somebody.
See it on the bottom.
No, we requested these.
No, we requested these videos. Couldn't get the videos.
Pay for 'em.
We'll do old school steal videos in a legal fashion. I mean, that's what we're doing. Patrick Mahomes on that Chiefs team, unbelievable. Defense also good.
Yeah, very good. And I thought that, there was a chance that after everything with the Cardinals, maybe they come out and they're just guns blazing because of the Kyler stuff and everything. And they got shut down the entire game. Like, there wasn't a moment
Who's
similar.
that, Steve?
Spagnuolo, right? Yeah.
Another year in the system, right?
Yeah,
Remember, it usually takes time, though. It's so complicated. We talked about it last week, I think. A lot of times his scheme, there's some growing pains, which there still may be. But, hey, they started out on the right track.
Well, last year they had a lot of those growing pains, right?
Yeah.
So and Justin Reed comes in, Tyrann Matthews out. He's kicking bombs.
I mean, is this guy Shohei Ohtani? Like, he's unbelievable.
This dude might be the greatest athlete of all time, Justin Reed. I'm going to say it.
Like, he's bombing balls.
Yeah, and he's paid as a safety. He's not just a safety.
And he's a very, very good safety.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's not just a safety. He's fucking wealthy safety. Like, a guy safety. And somehow, throughout growing up and becoming this monster safety, which most people have to, commit their entire life to, he figured out how to have a cannon. So he had to play soccer a lot. He hit this kickoff 80 yards, AJ. 8 people, probably 10 people. Probably 8 guys in the NFL could do that.
Jeez.
Kickers.
He did an NFL game. An NFL game, too, not just sitting at a park somewhere in Illinois. Like, he did this in an NFL game when it truly mattered.
Yes. Hit an extra point, missed an extra point. I talked to him a little bit afterwards. I don't want to reveal our conversations, but I told him, I don't want to say what he said back. He was trying to, the second one, first one's like, who gives a fuck? Then it ends up so well. Natural, whenever you're doing something as tedious as kicking, you try to duplicate that one. So you start to figure out what you did on the last one. Might overthink a little bit, might try to aim it. Always going to leave your hips open whenever you do that because you're not fully committing to it. He still murdered the ball.
Yeah.
It was like, that's the little stuff that like kickers are like so robotic and can do. But I assume if Justin Reed worked on it, I don't know, a week, maybe 2, he'd be able to figure it the fuck out. When you got that type of leg strength, you can miss-hit a lot of makes. He's unbelievable for that team, AJ.
Yeah, and how many, but like we said before, though, Cardinals lay an egg their first game, or they run into a buzzsaw in the Chiefs, and there's 5,000 jokes. I guess they needed more than 4 hours of study time, the whole team. Like, everyone just makes these jokes.
No, they got rid of that.
Yeah.
That's not in there anymore.
Remember?
Remember?
You're right.
Remember?
It's gone. You're right. It never happened.
Yeah, Call of Duty stinks now.
That's right.
Ty, it never happens.
Never
Ty.
happened. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's not on the contract anymore.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
If it's not on paper, it's not in the world.
Well, it's not a piece of information that we heard, and then anytime something like yesterday happens, we go, "What the?" That's probably why.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy hates watching film.
Oh, this guy doesn't know what the defense is going to do. Oh, what is the problem?
Complicated Spagnuolo defense. Couldn't figure it out.
Patrick Mahomes learns how to deal with losing his number one guy. No problem. Says he wasn't able to understand what a defense was until like 2.5, 3 years into his NFL career because how much film he had to watch. He's still able to go.
But this guy doesn't want to watch film.
No.
No, he does. Remember?
No, yeah.
That wasn't real. It's
Oh,
not in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, you're right.
Wants to play the game.
It's hard not to do that. It's hard not to do that. Isn't it, AJ?
Yep, it will continue. We know that.
I'm a Kyler Murray fan.
Sure.
It's fun to watch.
So am I.
Love
Really
Steve
fun.
Kahn.
Like Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep.
Their PR guy doesn't like us much. Fuck him. But
Prater.
Prater's awesome.
Jimmy
Andy
Connors.
Lee is awesome. James Conner gone to some
J.J. Watt.
Wide. Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Rondell Moore.
Buddha.
Rondell Moore.
Well, Rondell Moore would be in a different category as all the guys we just said.
Okay.
All the guys we just said gave us incredible interviews for our show. Rondell Moore was certainly on the show. Didn't like us. It's all good. He's a good football player.
He loves ball.
But damn, that was ugly.
Yeah, bad.
That was ugly yesterday.
NFC West, though.
But this is it the Chiefs
Yeah.
or is it the Cardinals?
Oh, it can be both.
That's what it's kind of what I said at College Game Day. College Game Day, we're doing like big storylines of week 2 there at the beginning. And it was like it got tossed to me last at the end. And classic week 2 convo. I'm just excited to see what teams are. I kind of mailed it in on that one, but it's real. Like, we have no idea. There could be a team that's going to go on and be the second team since the 1972 Dolphins to go undefeated this entire NFL season. And it might not be any team. It might be the fucking Vikings. Maybe the Vikings go on to do it. And maybe the Saints somehow figure out how to. We have no clue who's real and who's not. And this week is a big jump. This is a massive week. You got film. You got a chance to test out some shit on what worked, what didn't work. Bill Belichick said last week all the cards are on the table week 1. You kind of get a chance to get a feel for what your team is, what your team isn't. A lot of adjustments are going to be made going into week 2. So we have no idea how to properly judge anybody. But, man, there were some teams that I said, wow, they fucking suck. And then there were some teams I thought, oh, this might be the greatest teams of all time. And just 7 days from today, our overreaction might be, do we know anything?
Yeah.
It is the NFL and football as a whole. If you count in what happened on Saturday in the college games, it's such a great sport.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody can get got at any time, AJ.
No question. And I almost forgot. We get Chiefs Chargers this Thursday night already.
Yes.
Awesome. That's
Hell
going to be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
First one.
we put in a request for a couple Chargers because we get good relationships with their PR people. And they're like, oh, we got a game in like 2 days, dude. Oh, yeah, you do.
Short week.
Yeah, sorry about it. Sorry about it. Hey, we'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. Mayfield, good Friday.
Yeah,
What do you say?
Get Al and Herb Street for the first time. Their debut, having that type of game. It's awesome.
That's a huge game, and I think Amazon has a hell of a lineup for this year's NFL slate on Thursday night because first year being the primary provider. I can't wait for the future. You got to use these goddamn satellites at this. I missed 6 minutes of all the halftime shows because of this. All 6 screens done. Hey, you got fiber running through there. Why don't you stream it? Well, okay. Do you have 6 televisions that you need to do your thing at your house?
Everyone's an expert.
And also, we did this like 4 years ago. New place, we still got to get these.
Oh, my God.
We still got to get
Really?
satellites because of how many TVs.
They
Yeah,
cornered the market.
they did.
Bullshit.
And then
But does it change when DirecTV doesn't have it
Yes.
anymore, though?
Yeah. So I got to wait till you hear about this bill that I have to pay
Oh,
to
I
get
can
this in
imagine.
there for a
Absurd.
1 year usage.
Absurd.
1 year to get all this shit in there.
Can we get one of those massive
Are you considered like a
satellites?
sports bar?
No, but it's built the same way.
Okay. Because I know like if a sports bar wants to carry a game, they got to charge a bunch, right? Don't they have to pay a bunch?
Now, we don't have the commercial charging. It's just the tech in the back, the amount of boxes we have to have and satellites we have to have.
How many billion feet of wires are you going to run through
6.
that place?
Oh, that's why we are hopefully going to be in that place next Monday.
Supply chain.
Well, it's becoming a Zito production over there, too. All these super duper, we've been there, done that, we've done everybody's thing. They come in, they do their stuff. Then once they get out of there, we have to make it, usable for our show, which should be the only thing that matters, but obviously not. So Zito's got to go in there and rewire fucking everything.
Oh, good. What? Good.
It's awesome.
Makes sense.
It's awesome. It'll all work out. Just like I think it'll all work out for the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, yesterday took a devastating blow in the loss of the reigning defensive MVP and TJ Watt with a torn torn tit. And we, hey, Godspeed, TJ.
Love you,
TJ. Miss you.
TJ had 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 pass breakups, one of which being an interception, on his way to potentially wreak havoc for another entire season and win another award. He's out, so now it'll call upon all the other dogs on the defensive side, one of which stole the damn show yesterday. He had a pick 6 early. He blocked an extra point to basically win the game. 14 tackles. Woo. Just got paid. Ladies and gentlemen, safety of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah!
What's up, man?
Going on.
Hey, at what point yesterday did you think to yourself, they are not paying me enough money? Minkah, you just got broken off. Hell of a start, man. You should be very proud. Going into that game, did you guys know what your defense was capable of? I mean, it's like 7 sacks, 5 turnovers, something like that, 6 of this. I mean, you guys were dominant. Did you know going in that's what you guys were going to be, Minkah?
Yeah, I think we knew that. I think we got our whole defense back that we had in the years past. So we were able to go out there and play like we did in years past. So I don't think there's anything new. I think everybody, we worked real hard this offseason with the new pieces that we brought in, and we executed and did our job how we normally would.
Somebody said something.
Uh-oh. Hey, what were like the team's emotions like, especially the last, 10, 15 minutes of that game? Like, it was bizarre watching that thing. It seemed like it was over 7 different times where you thought it would be, and then you guys come out on top. Like, was that a fun game to be a part of, I would imagine?
Yeah, it was fun because it's one of them games where you had to like check yourself often. You know what I'm saying? It's when you think the game's about to be over, and then it's like, all right, defense out there. All right, nope, offense is back out there. Oh no, it's overtime. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you couldn't let yourself go to the place where you think, oh, we're about to lose this game, or like I said on the field goal block, like there was for a second I was like, we're about to lose this game and go home all mad. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, we got one more play. I could go get this and change the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. So it was one of the wildest games I've been a part of for sure.
Minkah, you see that ball, or you run blind, just put your hands up and hope you hit it?
I know you see it off his foot, and then you just try and get to the block point. You know what I'm saying? You can't follow the ball off his foot. It's moving too fast, but you see it off his foot, see where it might be, and then you put your hands up, try and cover as much space as you can with open hands, and that's it.
How much gum did Danny Smith chew?
At least 30 pieces. That man be full mouth every game.
A full hug there from him whenever you block that extra point, or what's the reaction afterwards? Because you guys got to obviously dial back in immediately.
Yeah, no, it was a quick little block party as we call it, and right on to the next snap.
Let's talk about the offense because first, TJ, goddamn. Obviously, whenever they show the amount of years of the starters on the offense, on the defense, and in the special teams, the defense has a lot of OGs around there. Offense, very new. TJ was one of, obviously, the pillars of the D. You lose him late in that game. He was a menace. I guess it's just now next man up, or what's the conversation like this whenever you lose the defensive MVP week 1?
Yeah, obviously it's tough. TJ is a great player for us. He balled out for the amount of time that he was in the game. But yeah, like you said, it's a next man up principle. We love TJ. We're gonna pray for TJ, and hopefully he'll be back faster than what's reporting. But yeah, it's the next man up. We got to get whoever's going to be playing in there for him up to speed and hip to the standard that we play to.
Defense is going to have to win some games because the offense is going to still try to figure it out, even though seems like it's going to be much better than people think. Tone Diggs, your question for Minkah.
Minkah, they got you for a roughing call, Mickey Mouse roughing call, and then literally the next play in the back of the end zone, I think it was the next play, you separated the wide receiver from the ball, and then it seemed like you had a couple words for the ref there. What'd you tell him?
I asked him, I said, was that clean?
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't have said it, but that's what I said.
No, you should say that more. Yeah, we should say that type of stuff more, a little accountability, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a very sarcastic remark, but I was full of emotion, full of energy, but they gave me 2 terrible calls. It is what it is. Hey,
listen, it wouldn't be the Black Air Force One mentality if you didn't talk to the ref a little bit after a fuck up. Now, let's talk about the locker room a little bit. Everybody sees put that shit on from Tomlin and him rapping in there. In the past, that was big conversation about like bad for the team. Feels like Tomlin is the perfect coach in the NFL, a coach that I would want to play for. Is that the mindset in there? That looked electrifying in there, and the fact that the head coach is right in the middle of it is awesome for the rest of the year. How do you view Coach Tomlin, and what is the conversation about him in the locker room?
Man, I love playing for Coach T, man. He's a player's coach. He allows us to go out there and play how we want to play, but he's also going to challenge us. He's gonna lead us, and I think everybody loves playing for him because of that. You know what I'm saying? He allows us to be ourselves, but he doesn't want us to be robots. And he also is himself. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of these step up, thinks they're better than everybody else type coaches. He's a coach that he knows who he is. He's confident who he is, and Coach T loves the game, and he expresses it, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that he's in there dancing with us, he said before the game, when we win, we're going to be in the locker room making TikToks and doing stupid dances, you know what I'm saying? Just the fun of it, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he does that, we love it. It makes the game a whole lot more fun for us.
It seems like you guys are all like, it's tough to ever count you guys out, obviously. Is that something you think Mike Tomlin kind of, I don't know, like, it's a trickle-down effect because the dude is always in it. He's always seems to be, like, 100%. Your whole team seems to kind of have his personality, I feel like.
Yeah. Coach T, he said he has this phrase where he says, cut your eyelids off, right? So saying, like, don't blink. So that means that no matter what's going on in the game, don't act surprised, don't act like we're out, down and out. Act like, we're professionals and go about every play like a professional. That phrase is just saying embrace whatever comes, control what you can control, whether that's, needing 5 turnovers to win the game or 400 yards passing to win the game. That's what we got to do to win. Yesterday was a perfect example of cutting our eyelids off and going out there and playing ball.
You had to be surprised when Evan McPherson missed the 29-yarder, though. But bad operation, not his fault. That had to be a bit surprising, was it not?
No, yeah, it was surprising. I mean, but it's football.
Hey, don't blink.
Don't blink. There it is.
Hey, Minka, we appreciate you joining us. We know you got a meeting. We know it's a busy day. Keep killing it, man. We can't wait to watch the rest of the season, and congrats on the bag.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you back.
Hey, good luck out there, ladies and gentlemen. Minka Fitzpatrick. I'm happy you could squeeze us in there, honestly. Busy day for everybody over there. And the TJ Watt news, no fun in that building for the entire defense, I assume, AJ.
Everybody. I mean, coaching staff, yeah, it definitely would not be a lot of fun right now. But, man, so he's guaranteed out for the year?
No.
I heard there's rumors that he might not be, right?
Well, he's a what?
What?
So that is something to think about. And that's kind of what Minka just alluded to, I guess. He'll be back sooner than people
The
think.
news coming out is a little more optimistic that apparently it's not definitely surgery right now. They're trying to determine whether it's going to be surgery or rehab. So apparently it's not the whole season yet.
Okay.
So
He's a wide.
All right.
There's hope.
I think so.
JJ came back. Remember last year that he made the most
His was
remarkable
pec, too.
recovery of all time when he had a pec. So maybe the Watt pecs are different.
Is it bicep or pec?
Might have been bicep.
Maybe it's the lake water. Get out of that lake.
Yeah, they're doing it in a cold tub.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to go sit in that lake for like 4 or 5 days, and then that pec will
No.
heal up.
He needs to get one of those astronaut helmets that people wear underwater.
Oh, yeah.
One of those little things that you got around because he needs to get that
Yeah.
all the way in the lake.
Zero gravity.
And TJ Watt definitely floats. Because
For sure.
he's a gift from the gods.
Quick.
So he needs to get one of those things on to get him to the bottom of that lake so we can really ice up. And they just need to change the oxygen so he can sit in there 24, 72 hours. They say a hyperbaric chamber is the way to go. He needs to be entrenched by the lake nectars up there in Wisconsin for that tit to come back full. Sorry, that tit to come back fully.
Do you think they could maybe just dunk him in the Mahongangala?
The what?
What?
How dare you?
Maybe.
What?
Maybe.
What do you say?
You mean the Mon?
Yeah, the Mon.
The Monongahela.
I knew it was around there somewhere.
What did you say? Monongahela?
The Monongahela.
All right, unbelievable. Let's move some
Either
other
that or
stuff.
Yakagani, maybe.
Yeah, well, or you know what? Just put them right there at the point. Let them drink in the Ohio. Let them drink in the Allegheny.
Right.
Let them drink in the Monongahela. Give him one of those things.
Yeah.
Because there's dead bodies flashing by. And we don't need him getting CTE from helmet-to-helmet contact.
You can send Kaboli down to watch him just to make sure nothing like that ever happens.
Kaboli's friends with one of the renters of cars that got blown up in Miami.
Yeah.
Joe something.
I did see this. He picked. He was a hero. For somebody.
Guess who was up till 4:30 a.m.
And he woke up early this morning.
Yeah, to go on.
He was on.
Wake up with K.
No, Up and Adams.
Tony.
He was on Up and Adams this morning, and he quote tweeted the video, and he goes, "Looks like he was up till 4:30 a.m. saving his friend whose rental car was blown up in Miami."
Picked him up in his Sheets parking lot.
What a stud, dude! What a stallion!
Beast.
Caboli's the best.
He's always there for people.
For us.
Always there.
Yeah.
Always there for us.
And his friends.
Hey, nobody got hurt with those cars exploding?
That's crazy shit. I thought there's no way, right? 13 cars get destroyed because of one little grill. And then Zito was like, you put that grill right under a gas tank, basically, under a car. Everybody kind of just slides their grill under the car. And if it's got that good charcoal,
Yeah, good Kingsford.
if it's got that, that thing cooks up. That gas tank catches fire. It's not just the grill, you see. The car is actually what becomes the bomb. You know, so it's not a grill that blew up. It's actually a car that blew up and affected 13. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But goddamn, walking out of that game on a high, we just beat Bill Belichick. Hey,
we're back.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, my Mercedes.
Where's my car?
Somebody bombed my fucking car. What a wow. Hey, we need to be a little bit more heady on where we're putting grills.
Sure. Yeah, who came up with that?
Let's not put fires under gas tanks.
Who was the first guy?
Hey, they might try to ban grills now from tailgates. I sure hope not.
Well, they have like the charcoal trash can, so all you gotta do is take your trash or your grill and dump it in there.
They call me a king of tailgating. Ain't that right,
That's
Zeta?
right.
Oh,
Seed
yeah.
and Jerry Rice.
Rice-A-Roni, that would never happen, though.
Because you don't need charcoal for rice
right.
Just
Just
need a
need
microwave.
These people are drinking 25 beers before a game. You think they're walking their charcoal grill down to some dumpster, dump it out?
Let's not overreact, though. This is something that the world does. Something like this happens, and somebody goes, I care for people more than anybody else, which they probably do. And they say, I'm banning grills from the parking lot. And there'll be people who are like, come on, you're going to take away our team's finally fucking good. We're finally going to have like an experience, an atmosphere. You get to it, it's like, oh, you don't care? That's what they'll say back. Oh, you don't care? Well, what if a kid was here? What if this was happening? And they ban it forever. That is something that is on the table. It is on the table to do. I would hope that, maybe the tailgaters, which I've never been a part of, the tailgating society comes together on their message board and says, listen, we're not putting open flames under gas tanks anymore.
No more.
And I hate that it took this to get to this point, but God damn it, no more open flames under gas tanks.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kingsford right now is reaching out to those people who lost their cars and already making it right. Kingsford does it right.
They're buying them a newer, nicer vehicle.
Yeah, and guess
big
what?
Kingsford show.
Yeah, well,
John Deere grills.
Nothing better than Kingsford charcoal.
Kingsford charcoal, they've moved a lot of charcoal in their day. 13 new cars is nothing.
No big deal.
Look at this.
Throwing a new Kingsford grill with them, too.
Hey, congrats, Kingsford.
Way to go, Kingsford.
Thank you, Kingsford.
Good people at Kingsford.
You're welcome, Kingsford. If you do this, the amount of pub you'll get.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Think about
Just
it.
do it, Kingsford.
What's it going to cost
13
you?
cars.
That's it.
Well, supply chain. A lot of those cars probably not going to have certain chips in them either. You're not going to be able to recline a seat in a couple of them.
That's a good point.
But you
Roll the
will be
windows
able,
down.
You will be able to get them, though. You will be able to get them. 2022, we're smarter than ever with the worst shit we've ever had. It's awesome. There's a new iPhone coming out on Friday.
Oh, that's right.
How are we going to stay?
Hey, Hangman told me that. That's how I learned about the new Apple phone.
Love you, Hangman.
Oh, with him on game day?
Yeah, he actually picked USC because the nerds at Stanford are too focused on the new iPhone drop coming on Friday. Big pop out of me. I was like, all right, this guy, hey, he's a human.
He's a guy. Oh, he's good. You can speak to him?
Yeah, he actually.
That's really good to hear.
I don't want to out him at all because I don't know who would be pissed off about this, but he was drinking a beer right before he came on.
What?
Yeah, what? So I'm like, love that guy.
Love how hyped he was when the flyover happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was an interesting
He's
situation.
Hangman.
Yeah, you guys.
It was an interesting because we stood obviously for the national anthem. I'm right next to Hangman. Felt like I was downrange.
Did he salute? Did he throw up the?
No, he had. I think he had hat over heart.
Okay.
I believe he had hat
Class
over heart.
act.
But I did kind of feel like we were downrange a little bit.
Yeah,
Me and
I
Hangman
bet.
standing there overlooking the entire stadium.
Yep. Definitely downrange.
The time it felt. I'm just saying in my mind.
It felt
Yeah,
downrange.
shut up,
Not actually.
AJ.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near
Being an
tough
asshole.
enough. Hangman saved the world. We know that.
Yeah.
How about him just backing that plane up right now?
I know.
Unbelievable.
This is your savior speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, the guy on the sticks is undefeated, literally. But yeah, that was a moment. We're standing there, national anthem's going on. I'm like kind of taking it all in. I'm like, God damn. And then the flyover, I turn, I see it on the camera, and in my ear, I hear, we got to do these picks before the game, like the game's about to start. but the flyover still appears to be pretty far away.
Yeah.
Hangman hearing the same thing I'm hearing. Hangman not turning.
No
he's
way.
like, nah, I'm going to wait and see this goddamn plane flyover. And now we're starting the pick segment again over here. So my first day on the job, I'm like, here we go back. I turn around just right after that. Hangman.
I heard he was so pumped because Tom was flying that plane.
Probably TC on that thing.
Yeah.
Good looking plane. Great environment.
Yeah, that place was rocking.
Great environment. The mullet played. Could you imagine being that handsome? You put that thing on your head and somehow you're more handsome than everybody even
Unbelievable.
more.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Shout out Hangman.
Shout out to Hangman, dude.
Quinn
Shout
before
out.
he got hurt.
Yeah, he was balling.
Balling. A couple flick of the wrist, too. And I don't want to say, all right. I said if Quinn Ewers survives today,
Yeah.
we're going to learn a lot about Texas and Quinn Ewers. Because although it sounds like we've known him and feels like we've known him for 100 years, he's only 19 years old still.
Yeah.
He's got millions of dollars. He's got a great mullet. We know about his moxie. I'm a big fan of him. Sounds to be kind of, when he was doing the interview, kind of
Chill.
soft-spoken.
Yeah.
If you have a mullet, though, you got moxie.
Right, of
We
course.
know it.
Yeah, it's in
Everybody
there.
knows it. When it comes out, I'll be excited to hear it. But 19 years old playing against that Alabama defense is grown men. Now,
Jeez.
that mullet's awesome. The beard is awesome. The way he throws the ball is awesome. The way he sits in the pocket and takes shots and still gets throws off is awesome.
Unreal.
But goddamn, 19 years old going against those grown-ass men from Alabama, I think that was my biggest question mark. And it was, they called it a late hit. I think he
was
didn't have to
close.
land on him.
That was the,
Him landing on, I think he could have done a little differently. But man, that was so sad because Texas looked fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
That team looked awesome. Everything Sark was pushing for. The environment was electrifying. Texas fans deserve that. They showed up, not only for game day, but for that fucking game. Packed.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
People laughed at him. People laughed at like Texas fans when they're like, "Oh, you guys think you actually have a chance?" What were they? 17-point dogs?
20.
I said Alabama by 50 on game day, right in their face. I felt terrible. But I just assumed Bama's going Bama. Like, that's just how I forget that there's always the rat poison game that happens with Saban, right? These are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds, even though they look like they're 6'5" and run 4.2s. Like, these are still kids that are battling out there. But Quinn Ewers, sucks for Quinn. Arch is coming in next year.
Exactly.
How long's he out?
4 to 6 weeks, I think they said.
Which in college, that's 3/4 of the season.
Right.
Go back to Ohio State when Arch comes back. Just go right back up there after CJ.
He deserves to play.
Yeah.
Can
for
you
sure.
do that? Could you?
I don't know.
I don't know if you could go
How
back.
many transfers do you get?
I
As
don't know.
many as you want to.
I don't know. Now there's a window, right?
Yeah.
You can't just transfer at any
Hey,
time.
that USC team is going to be.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. They're gonna go.
Caleb Williams is fucking remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good. Seems like a great leader, too. So, like a leader of men. With all the transfers they have, not only on the offense side, but the defensive side, got dogs. Transfer from corner, I forget what school, had a pick early, and then almost took the thing in the yard, and they're like, oh, this is a transfer from.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like every position, they got a super team almost. And that's not easy to corral and to navigate, especially chemistry-wise, in coming together when everybody clearly has motives of making a lot of money. That's why they're going there. But Lincoln Riley has this appeal, I think. Everybody loves him. Caleb is a guy. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Will Ferrell's back and everybody's back. USC is going to do their thing.
Yeah, I think
this
it was 10 starters from other teams transferred in on defense. And then obviously, Caleb to Jordan Addison, what they have 2 more.
75 and a 50-yarder, and then running back is good. It's just
everybody.
It feels like that. And Lincoln Riley's been there, done that. Now in the playoff, he hasn't because he's never had the dudes, never had the dogs. Feels like he's got the dogs this year. They were actually going to be in my Final Four if I was asked to give it on game day, which I will still hold off. I will let the announcement be on game day. But I like the USC team. I think a lot of folks around old college football heads, do not want USC to succeed.
Why? I think college football is better when USC is rolling like they were with Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, that whole crew.
I concur, but not this way.
The way they.
Oh, because they're transfers.
They're dirty money.
So
everybody. Okay, so do you hate every team?
Well, I will tell you that not most, I think a majority of people are very nice to me and I appreciate it. I'm excited to, continue to learn the show that I'm very lucky to be on in College Game Day. Everybody was so nice to me. I fucking appreciated it. I loved College Game Day this past weekend. I enjoyed the hell out of Texas. I think I'm a University of Texas men's basketball coach now.
No big deal.
So no big deal there. That's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Got to see their entire facility. Man, If you think about some of the people that watch College Game Day, I am a three-piece of everything they fucking hate. You go to a buffet of things that they hate, I have it all. The way I look, they hate it. They were staring at a $55,000 outfit, hated it. I was disrespecting College Game Day with what I was wearing. The way I talked and sounded, hated it. And I said baptized, and there are mostly a lot of Southern, very religious people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was a full bomb to some people. And this is exactly what we talked about last week. Once I'm dropped in front of a new audience and forced to be watched by some people, they are going to fucking hate me. I want to let them know, though, I'm going to win you over.
Hell yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm doing my work. I'm proud to be on that show. I'm honored to be on that show. I'm just trying to be an additive to that show. And everybody over there was so nice to me, so helpful for me, and I'm very honored to be a part of it. But with that being said, I don't know if I can just pick up and change my voice. That's going to be sorry. That's going to be tough for me to do, but I shall try, AJ Hawk.
I mean, I think it's awesome. I think obviously you bring a lot of juice to the show, which is fun to see. But who do you think? Like who? What people are upset at you and your appearance? and what
Old
you
Southern
say
whites.
Boom.
Old Southern whites. Bang. That's a large majority of college football.
For how
fans.
long though? Like, what is it? If all of a sudden like you're kind of presented in a long, like they're like, oh, okay, I know this guy. They definitely know who you are, and they see you on game day. Are they just like surprised, like, wow, he has a lot of juice, or what?
Yeah, everybody thinks it's a gimmick. Like that's the thing. It's
Who
like,
cares?
McAfee's doing his fucking shtick again.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I am the way I am. I'm going to let you know. I've been with me for 35 years. It's fucking exhausting. But with that being said, I think I'll get you. Because every week it's going to be the same damn thing. And they're only going to try to make me better over there. They were very cool to me.
Professionals.
Reese, great.
Reese is very, very good at what he
ball
does.
that
People
night,
overlook that, I think.
Great. Reese, great. Dez is hysterical. And Dez, I think maybe he'll realize this. There's things that only me and Dez fully understand on that panel as opposed to everybody else. Not taking a shot at anybody else, but I think there is some potential. Like, I love Desmond Howard. I was a fan of him as a player. I think he and I are, as we go, there's going to be some moments between me and Dez that are going to be good. Now, there was an entire meat and mouth pause situation this past weekend. That was
a highlight of the show. That was Emmy. They should send it into their Emmy clip.
They should.
Anyways, Dez right on that. Like, I'm very excited for that. Cool. Herb Street, obviously, and every time he starts talking, I'm like, all right, here we go. This is a professor. I need to listen to what he's saying. And if it goes directly against what I was just saying, I am automatically like, wow, goddamn, I am wrong. David Pollock, freak athlete. Freak athlete, very, very nice to me. I'm very appreciative of that. I don't know if everybody assumed that Pollock would be nice to me. He was overly nice, overly kind. And I watched him shoot some hoops at that new Texas basketball practice facility that doesn't even have paint on the floor yet. Didn't even have paint. We were the first people to shoot in this fucking thing. And Pollock was making a lot. I mean, he was 38-inch vertical and he was weighing 270.
Jesus.
Was he the second or third overall pick?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember exactly. Top 10 for sure. I don't remember.
Broke his neck, I remember.
Yeah, just dog. Lee Corso, incredibly nice to me, obviously. Everybody knows the coach is an icon out there. Behind the scenes, everybody was cool. Little Herbie was around. Yeah, Herbo was around. It was great to see him. It was good to see everybody. I'm very, very thankful to be there. But I do apologize to those old Southern whites that got everything they hate in one package, and that package was me, and they saw a lot of it on Saturday. I was just as surprised as you were, old Southern white, that I was on that much, and I enjoyed every single opportunity, and I promise that'll probably be the same every week, so I'm so sorry.
That's all we can ask for is consistency.
That's right. Hey, let's take 5, huh?
Take 5. I think we should take 5.
We should take 5. We'll have Ian Rappaport in this next hour.
Where you at next week for game day?
Appalachian State.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, who they playing?
They're playing Troy, I believe.
Yep.
Let's So I believe that's deep in the hills.
Okay.
I was trying to look up airports to fly in there. I'm not sure there's any near. It's going to be an interesting weekend. I'm pumped to get there. Did you see that street celebration they had?
Unbelievable.
Sweet.
I don't know if there's like 2 bars that
I
everybody
was
goes
hoping
to.
they were all going to fight like it was Gladiator.
Yeah.
See, that's negative.
That'd be cool,
I mean,
though.
like a playful fight. Like here we were so excited. Let's beat each other up.
Bro,
Gritty fan base.
you know how much fun that would be a part of? Jogging down the middle of the street with another group on the other side?
Yeah.
And as soon as you see each other, fucking up top, shoulder bumps, whoa, just naturally everybody on the same page. I can't wait to get there. It is going to be wild.
Yeah, rowdy.
Have they been there? I assume they have not been.
I think it's
there.
the first time.
Yeah. Coach said it when he announced to the team.
Yeah.
I think it was
Big deal, man.
Hell yeah. Lucky to be there.
They stole game day away from Texas A&M basically.
Because they got beat.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A&M got beat.
That's what I mean by App State.
So with Bear and Coach Beard out there in the octagon, we're supposed to pick some games together, and Texas A&M App State was one of them. And I was going to pick App State. I didn't get the opportunity to.
Damn.
Bullshit.
Thanks a lot.
Maybe next time.
We're back in 5. We'll see you guys then. What are you going to do to change and make Tua better? Have you got into that? This is very early in the whole process, and you're shaking hands, kissing babies right now, and you're a 0-win head coach that everybody loves.
0 wins.
0 win. But what are you thinking about that for Tua? How do you make him better?
We're going to start with scoring more points than the opponent.
Wow!
Holy shit. Oh, no.
You are changing the game.
Changing the game.
Yeah.
Through math.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think there's... I was just so fortunate in my career to be around the process of how I look at things with the empowerment of the right teachers that I look backwards, forwards, okay? What things do I see that are really awesome about his game on tape, even though we're at...
He's accurate as heck.
Boom! That's what I was just about to say.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just... you were leading me. That's how, you should do this, maybe.
Dude,
Think about it in the future. But he's so accurate.
Or we should just spend the time finishing each other's...
sentences.
Okay.
Hey, have we known each other for...
our whole lives?
Oh, my God.
You tell...
Me?
Wow.
This is weird.
Dude.
Whoa,
Seems like you guys just became.
Dude.
Wow, this is fucking weird, AJ.
Bro.
Hey, this is...
Did we swap skins?
Wow, we learned a lot about yours, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you ever think about dabbling more on the internet? I know you don't really do it much, but
Never.
you are beloved on there,
never,
Chuck.
Hey, Pat, never going on the internet.
Chuck!
No, because two things. Number one, once you're successful, I always say, being successful is like being the homecoming queen. All the ugly bitches hate you. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. When you're successful, you're gonna have built-in enemies. And then the more successful you become, the more enemies come at you. So I don't want to give them access to me because I'm not that guy. If you say something mean to me, I gotta say something mean back to you. When I was younger, I used to fight all the time. I'm too old to fight now, but I can still verbalize some insult.
Yes.
And like, let's say if I'm out drinking, because people know I like to drink. If I'm drinking my vodka or some tequila and you insult me, there's a 100% chance I'm gonna say some shit back at you. And the problem with being famous, Pat, and I don't like calling myself famous, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's 21.
People can say anything they want to me, and nobody gives a shit. But the first time I go crazy on their ass, I'm gonna get crushed.
Yeah, you're not classy. You're not professional, obviously. Yeah, be a
so
gentleman.
I choose not to let people have access to me in that situation.
There's me holding for you. Okay, I'm one of the greatest holders in the history of the NFL. You can go and look at stats and percentages of made kicks. I also enjoy seeing other people shine. You'll pull it back just like you're golfing or just like a shooting game with your thumb. The wind in the top right corner is something you will have to pay attention to. And as you get rolling, the more kicks you make in a row, the more money and the higher the score gets generated. There's obviously things you'd like to hit. There's a lack of a fan, lower left. There's a golden ball there, top left, in which you can put in if you're going to miss and make. The game has so many different pieces to it. We're incredibly proud, and then that's a miss, obviously.
Good job, dude.
That's a terrible kick.
Not a good ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Lights are on.
Made it. No, I actually told him.
60?
Listen, Ty could go put a 20,000 piece on this if he wanted to right now. Ty and none of the boys at the office are up for any of the prizes, especially the week 1 prize. So There's a reason they've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There will be up and coming contests with this though next year or next week or maybe the week after that you'll have to beat or try to beat the highest score of the office, and there'll be a lot of money on the line. This is from 80 yards.
Oh, nice play.
Boom, and he hits the no-win game.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. Hour 3 on this Overreaction Monday, the first Overreaction Monday of the season, on this September 12th, 2022, shall begin now. Football. And maybe AJ.
Hell
To my
yeah.
left, your right, AJ Hawk, who is a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, and coach on the field, AJ Hawk. Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt at Boston Connors here. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs
How you
is
doing?
here. We'll have Ian Rappaport joining us in about 5 minutes to give us updates on everybody. A lot of injuries across the league in week 1, which is the NFL. Can you stay healthy is a massive ingredient on whether or not you can make a run at the Super Bowl. There's questions about TJ Watt,
What?
Dak Prescott,
What?
Chris Godwin. It's come out. He's probably going to miss 2 weeks with a hamstring. Keenan Allen had a knee injury yesterday. Harrison Butker has an ankle. What's going on with all of those and more? We'll talk to Rap Sheet in about 5 minutes. Aaron James Hawk. I would like to do something that this show does on Mondays during the season that we haven't done yet, and it's one of my favorite things to do, AJ.
We bopping around the league?
No, we're not bopping around the league, but we will bop around the internet. Put out a tweet this morning asking people to overreact on the internet, and they can lose their mind and they will not be judged. They'll actually be rewarded and celebrated. So many people responded. It became the #1 trend in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It is time for...
I don't want to overreact, but
This is an incredible day because there are fans from every NFL team lose their minds on Twitter. They overreact to what happened the day before. That is why Mondays are our favorite days during the season. There was, how many tweets did you pick, Ty Schmidt?
At least like 15 to 20.
And these will randomly be selected to come on to the program and react to. Every single Monday we'll be doing this. We can't wait. Let's dive into the first one, Evan Fox. Will Powers, Power of Will, says, hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but is Jimmy G's agent calling the Cowboys first, or are the Cowboys calling the 49ers first? Emoji. AJ, this is a great question because although the Cowboys might need Jimmy G because Dak Prescott is expected to be out till late October, early November at the best. Mike McCarthy's prove-it year almost, everybody's thinking. Are the Cowboys dead before they even get started? Or are they going to make a play maybe for a quarterback that has led a team to a Super Bowl in the NFC and an NFC championship and have him be their starter? I don't know if that's going to be the case because I think the Niners might need Jimmy G, AJ. What are your thoughts on this with the Cowboys, Jimmy G, and what they do next?
Well, if the Niners are ready to trade Jimmy G, I doubt they are right now. Don't you think they want to keep him around a couple more weeks and see what Trey Lance may look like with better conditions too?
So unless they renegotiate his contract to make it easier for him to be traded, if a situation like this pops up, I would say, yeah, maybe they move on. But if they brought him in because they're worried that Trey Lance will get injured or maybe they need him to play, then now would absolutely not be the time. We got a chance to learn nothing about the Trey Lance-led San Francisco 49ers offense yesterday because they were in the middle of a fucking monsoon. Now, the other team was able to get a win, so it's tough for me to judge Trey Lance right now.
But if we talked earlier, sorry to cut you off about that. They met with 15 like the OGs on the team and said, hey, we got to Trey is our guy no matter what. Let's like a united front. If they truly are worried about that being a thing, then yeah. And you have an offer for Jimmy, you're going to send him away then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if it's Shanahan and
If
Lynch.
they're that worried about it, it's like, hey, we have to make sure we have Trey's back. It's nothing against Jimmy, but it's almost like, Jimmy, you're too good of a guy. People love you. We've moved on to Trey Lance. If that's the case, then they would let him go.
Can somebody get some information for us? And maybe it'll be Lombardi himself that'll have to ask the question. But if it was Lynch and Shanahan that called the meeting with the 15 guys telling them, hey, Yins need to fucking lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're all going to see the same thing, but we need to have Trey Lance's back. Okay, good conversation starter on how long will that last? Is that real? But if the boys went to Shanahan and Lynch and said, hey, we understand the deal here. We got Trey Lance's back. Those are two very different scenarios, I think, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, ultimately, like Jimmy G still has a say in the matter, right? Because he has no trade clause. So it's not like
going to Dallas.
Well, but that's
Jimmy G in the big D.
When he's looking at what the 49ers do, like, isn't it maybe more preferable to, like you guys have said, like, maybe I just wait around here because I might be playing by the 5th week, as opposed to going to Dallas and then Dak comes back in 6 to 8 weeks and I'm kind of just a lame duck in the same spot I was at.
Yeah, there's nothing from Dallas that made you think like, oh, this would be a great spot to go play quarterback
for anybody.
For anybody, and I wonder if Jimmy G, whether
what.
I feel like Mason could lead that team to a victory.
Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Enough with the Mason. What did Mason do? You guys just won yesterday.
Yeah.
You not just ride high for the moment.
Just say he's a good quarterback. Take him.
Is he the Oklahoma guy?
Yeah, Oklahoma State. Well, fuck, you can take him off our hands for second, third rounder.
4th, 5th?
7th.
First.
I heard Cam Newton floated around.
I did see
I
that.
saw
too.
him in a jersey swap. He looked sick.
Yeah, he did.
He looked awesome.
He'd be perfect. I mean, what about Sam Darnold?
They're bringing somebody in,
Darnold's
aren't
just
they?
sitting there.
I think he's hurt.
Dude, who knows? Maybe Kellen Moore actually does it this year. Maybe he says, fuck it. I'm going to go call plays. I'm going to go play the place.
Give me that helmet.
Left-handed out there.
That's right. Mike McCarthy tells him, hey, pal, we lose a couple more games, we're all out of here. And ain't nobody hiring you, Kellen. You see what you did, Dak? Why don't you put that helmet back on? Get one of the sweet Power Rangers looking ones that Zeke's got. And let's go fucking sling the pillow around, Kellen.
Yeah, they could bring Andy Dalton back because he was already there.
Yeah, he looks so cool for the Saints.
Yeah, can't do
that's
it.
true.
Joining us now is a man who might have some answers to all the questions that we have, including the Dak Prescott Dallas Cowboys quarterback situation. He's a senior NFL insider for the league and the network that it represents. He's also the host of the weekly wrap-up of Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who has merch on our store now, Ian Rappaport.
What's up? I hope you guys have all bought a shirt.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It's available at the
Hey,
store.
Jared, it's leading
I
seller.
hate Rap Sheet.
It did move some shirts, by the way. It moved some.
Yeah? Couple, 2 or 3?
More than that.
Am I beating Rodgers?
No.
Why was that?
Why do you got to bully so much?
Well, he's a bully too.
No, we should motivate. Hey, you're on a trajectory that's not as good as Aaron's. It could potentially one day turn into as good as Aaron's.
Okay.
But it'd be rude to judge you're both right now.
Okay. I actually feel a lot better now. I feel like I need to improve the performance, but don't really feel down about it.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Perfect.
It's Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? He's got a new haircut. He looks super cool. He said, give me the AJ Hawk. They did. He looks awesome.
Right.
All right, let's dive into it, Ian, for answers that you have that we don't. We went around the internet one time for an overreaction. A lot of Dallas Cowboys people saying, give us Jimmy G. Dak has the Bennett fracture in his thumb, supposed to be out till October or November. What are they looking to do next, Mr. Ian Rappaport?
Yes, first of all, on the surgery, expected to have surgery today from a local hand surgeon. You're right. You're probably looking at early November. They got a bye in early November. So my guess is that you're probably going to see him the week after that, which would be about 8 weeks of no Dak. I think 6 games and 8 weeks, if I did that correctly. They are going to go internal first. So the plan is to go with Cooper Rush, who I know no one's ever heard of. And everybody likes backups that are familiar and that we've heard of. This is a team that has evaluated, I would say, pretty well, and they like him. Time is going to tell, and we will see. But that is what they're going to do now. I do not expect them to be the Jimmy G team, mostly because Dak is coming back. And if you're going to give up a real draft pick, and for the 49ers to give up your backup plan, it would have to be like a real draft pick, like a premium, probably mid-rounder.
What about Cam?
What's that?
What about Cam?
I just don't see it. I mean, the last time Cam played football, it didn't look great.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Punditry. Oh, rap sheet pundit.
Okay.
All right, we
I
like
will say
that.
this. Knowing the football people as I do, they really like people who know the system and are familiar, and they have seen a lot of Cooper Rush, and we even saw him last year, and he looked okay. Can I also say something, speaking of punditry? And I know you guys did the whole internet thing, so you probably saw this.
What?
It's possible the Bucs defense is good, right?
Yes.
Sure.
They are.
Like, I think they might be really, really good. So, like, I know the Cowboys suck and everyone, but like the part of it might be because the Bucs are good.
That's not this show.
Say that.
Thanks for following the product.
right
That's
down
not
the
what we
middle.
said.
I like what we're at.
AJ, what are you saying, pal?
Ian, any update on TJ Watt? Is there a chance he comes back this year?
He's in meetings right now. They said he's been around the building. He went into meetings. What's that all about?
What are you hearing?
So, yeah, I think there is a chance, and we're not going to know until probably tomorrow. So usually injuries are like, all right, tore something, it's an ACL, you get the MRI confirmed, and that's that. This is not like that because sounds like to me TJ Watt has options, and the options are have surgery, which would be one. Another is not have surgery, do rehab, come back after a couple weeks, and maybe he only misses 3 or 4 games. If he has a pec tear and it's a muscle tear, that is a possibility. And it has not been ruled out. I've talked to several people pretty involved, and they think that is possible. So we'll know more tomorrow, but the sort of doom and gloom surrounding the TJ Watt injury, it's really not there now, which is great. And, like, from the reporters who were in the locker room, they reported him being, like, not in a terrible mood. That could be why.
Okay, so him walking off the field saying, "That's why I have my back. That's why I have my back," and he didn't have to be that good of a lip reader to know that that's bad fucking news for Pittsburgh. Sounds like it might be some good news. Let's go back to that Tampa Bay team. Not the defense that you said could be great. Let's go to the offense. Chris Godwin, hamstring, 2 weeks. Is that for sure?
2 weeks is not for sure, but I know he's going to miss some time, so I would not expect him out next week. And they actually have like a really tough. I mean, every team's tough, but they got a tough schedule kind of going forward, so they're going to miss him for a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be 2 or 3 or maybe more.
Jesus.
Sounds like the knee, according to my esteemed colleague Tom Pelissero, the knee came out fine, which is good, but hamstrings early in the season, and they have so much depth now.
Oh, shit.
I think he'll probably miss some time.
Look at that. They got Saints, Green Bay, Kansas City, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Carolina. So they do have quite a lineup.
Tough.
They're going to have to score some more touchdowns. Tom Brady said in a personal promo video on his Instagram with an incredible jawline, looks like he is on a new TB12 diet. He said he stole. It does. He looks unbelievable. Good tan too. The guy.
Well.
Fine wine.
Yeah,
of course. Right. And Giselle wished him good luck and said, "Let's go Bucks." Mm-hmm. So who knows what's going on back at home? But he said that he stole a touchdown from Lenny when he threw into Mike Evans. They're going to have to figure out how to get into the end zone. Julio Jones, anytime touchdown scorer last night, would have been a great bet to have. He looks like he is kind of adapted to that offense well. They need Godwin, though. He is kind of the ingredient that makes it all go. They missed him last year. Hopefully he'll be all the way back. Let's say at the wide receiver position, Keenan Allen. That was a devastating blow to the Chargers. They still get the win. What is going on there?
Yeah, so he has an MRI today. Have not heard back the definitive results yet, but I would expect him to miss Thursday night against the Kansas City Chiefs, which is not good. It's a quick turnaround. It didn't seem to me to be overly serious, so probably miss some time, but maybe not a ton of time. Just Thursday's it's like 3 days away or whatever it is. So I would expect him not to be out there.
We requested a Charger to come on the show, and their PR person said, "We're playing like tomorrow, dude. Fucking come on, come on, man, relax." So I understand that the game's coming up. So Keenan Allen, I'll be eager to hear what he's very, very vital. Last question for me. Then I know the boys have a couple questions about Patriot injuries and Packer injuries. Harris,
hold on one sec.
I gotta go. I got a text.
No.
This is
Mac Jones update. I actually might have to go.
Yes.
So Mac Jones has suffered back spasms, not a bad back issue. Pelissero reported x-rays or negative.
Let's go.
So Mac Jones is going to be okay.
Okay, so he needs some icy hot in there. He needs those things you buy at the airport that are like hot pads, hot packets
the bags,
that kind of rub on the back there. He should hook up with some copper fit in the back, and he should sleep in hyperbaric chambers just because.
Hell yeah! Why not?
I mean, good
He
news.
should do that. I mean, he should, regardless of injury, he should do that.
A science says, yeah, if he's not doing it, he doesn't care about his body. But this is great fucking news for Mac Jones. What are you going to say?
Ian, in your tweet, you said, and there is a chance Jones plays this week. Is there a chance he doesn't play?
There is a chance he doesn't play. What I was told definitively is it's basically not urgent or immediate, and we'll see what happens later in the week as far as practice goes. I know he feels a lot better right now than he did last night, which is very good.
So acupuncture, right? Isn't that a spasm thing, AJ? You know more about the body than me. I think, isn't that?
I don't know. I guess it could help. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know. You can have some doctors. Talk to some doctors about it.
Yeah, AJ is just a guy who takes very good care of his body, so he does a lot
I've done
of
acupuncture on people. Yeah, it works.
What?
Excuse me?
You're a shaman? You're an
Great guy in
acupuncturist?
Green Bay. Got some of those needles from the dude in Green Bay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, whatever you need, man. I can help you.
You're stabbing people with needles?
I have. I don't consistently, but I definitely
This
have.
isn't like one of those things you could sign up where you can marry people. This isn't like a doctor of law. I don't think you just
Oh,
buy
there's no
needles.
rule. You can do it. You can do it. I'm clean.
All right, Mac, give this guy a call.
Yep, call him.
He's 5 for 5 on acupuncturing people back to health. Yeah,
Gets
but that's
him
good
there.
to hear
That's
about.
amazing.
That's good to hear about Mac Jones. Last question for me, I guess, before Ty has his question. Then Harrison Butker, what are they going to do with that? Justin Reed should kick off all the time. How's his leg feel? Have you talked to Justin Reed? Hip flexor, groin, hip, and Butker's ankle. What's going on in the kicking situation for the Kansas City Chiefs?
This was a big specialist day yesterday. I mean, it was like all about the special.
Every week, by the way. That's every week.
Yeah. This week more than any other week.
Every week.
So Harrison Butker actually returned, which is good. But he's getting an MRI today, and sounded like he did not feel very good at all. Like I don't know if you saw, but they taped his foot up so much that it looked like a balloon, and then he ended up kicking a field goal and making a field goal. I believe
54-yarder, yeah, not just kicking.
Yeah.
It was a long one. Yeah, he side hopped out of it. You could tell he could put no pressure on it. What do you have? No, they're getting MRI today. You're saying?
MRI today, but again, like we've seen it where a guy comes back, adrenaline and whatever, and then tape, but then 3 days later it's not good. So like that's a really quick turnaround. That's you know how I really respect kickers and punters and long snappers, so I will be watching that very closely.
Yeah, please do. Long snapper goes missing. Clark Harris, he tore his bicep. Hey,
Literally changed the game.
Yeah, no shit.
Like
Ian, hey, listen,
I'm on board.
How long you been covering the NFL for?
13 years.
Why are you so surprised?
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
I'm trying to learn the game. Jeez, Ty, your question for the Ian Rappaport.
Rap Sheet, do you have any idea what the hell's going on with David Bakhtiari? I mean, you know, we're talking all last week. He's expected to play, or Domovsky thinks he's going to play, and then he says, hey, let's pump the brakes. Him and Elton Jenkins both did team stuff on Friday, and then neither one of those guys played on Sunday, and it was deadly apparent that the Packers have to have both of them. What's going on? Do you think both of those guys are going to be good to go Sunday night against the Bears, or what are you hearing?
I'm not sure about Sunday night against the Bears. I mean, so I think with Bakhtiari, and everyone, you know, look, everyone wants him to play all the time, and he is extremely important. Jenkins too. They want to be sure that he is ready. They want to be sure that he is healthy. So I wouldn't be surprised if both those guys miss next week as well and have more of a week 3 type start, which it's a long season. And I think if they are fully ready to play when they play, that is an okay outcome, and it makes sense to be absolutely sure.
Connor.
Rap Sheet, another thing to look for Thursday. Is J.C. Jackson coming back, or is he still going to miss another game with the knee?
J.C. Jackson was warming up on the field before the game. That is a good sign. He had basically had his ankle scoped, I believe. I don't know right now about his status for Thursday. It seems awfully fast, and the fact that he wasn't able to be out there in the opener makes me think that without a lot of practice, he wouldn't be out there on Thursday. But I would say that's another status that we are keeping an eye on. I would be a little surprised, but we will see.
What's a scope on an ankle, AJ? You ever heard of that? There's not a lot of room down there to be scoping around.
I don't know. What do they clean out? You have like some maybe bone spurs or something? Or
Yeah, I think it was some sort of fragments, some sort of bone fragments, basically just to clean it out. I was dealing with some discomfort.
delicate too.
That's a delicate area. That's a
Yeah, very
small
much
little
so.
area.
Uh-oh.
Good doctors out there. Hopefully he's okay. Hey, last question. What are you getting? Any more updates?
Derek Barnett tore his ACL.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
That Eagles D-line is good too.
Yeah.
Damn. This is what the game is, though, Ian. Hey, this is the game. This is why your job exists, because injuries happen. That's the NFL.
Yep.
I know.
You can't have it happen to like your most dominant players, and if you do, that's normally takes you out of the running. If you can manage the injuries better than anybody else, you're going to win a Super Bowl, and that's why being deep at speed and skill positions is nice, and I think Colts should maybe try to think about doing that a little bit. Tony, your question for Ian Rappaport.
Ian, just so you know, Harbaugh just announced Kyle Fuller's out for the season too. Yeah, I'm asking about Nosh.
ACL, he said?
Yeah. Who? What?
Yeah. Kyle Fuller, ACL. Yeah.
Good news on TJ maybe. What about Nosh?
So he was dealing with a Liz Frank injury during training camp, missed about 4 weeks, and has been back, and I think fine. And then yesterday tweaked a little bit, and my understanding is the same injury. So he also had an MRI today. It didn't seem to be overly major. Obviously, you don't want to sort of tweak the same injury. So they're going to take a hard look at that and, make sure that he is okay. And I think what you guys are seeing now is what we saw a little bit last year, which is teams be a little more cautious than they otherwise might have because it's such a long season. So, maybe take an extra week to say, let's make sure this guy is fine before we put him out there, because you need guys for 17 weeks and then the long playoffs. Teams are being a little more cautious than maybe they previously were.
Any other things we haven't talked about that's a big story or big happening in your life?
Let's see. We talked about Dak.
What?
We talked about TJ. We
What?
talked about what else? Hold on. Let me get to my list. Hang on.
What about JJ?
What?
Is he coming back?
JJ.
What?
Eli Mitchell. We have not talked about. That's another one.
Okay.
And
the 49ers running back going to miss. Definitely missed some time. He had an MRI today. We don't know how long, but I know he was ruled out really quickly, which is not a good sign. And so I would not expect him on the field this week or the next week, and then we'll see after that. But 49ers have basically a factory of running backs, so I would think they would be okay. But really good player who's not going to be on the field after not a very good loss for the 49ers, I would say, to a team that most people thought would not be very good. So I'd say that's a noteworthy one.
So let's say, let's stay with the Niners. You're talking about the Niners losing to the Bears. I thought you were saying the Niners were a bad team. What about George Kittle? That groin, that field, no way. Would he play if this was week 17, or what do you think?
He didn't practice at all, and
damn,
it doesn't. He was listed as questionable, but it didn't seem like one of those things where it was a game time decision. We'll see if he can get out there and practice a little more this week. Would he practice without? Would he play with practicing just limited? I'm not so sure. I think they'd like to get him a full practice. And with Kittle, because he plays so hard, and not that other guys don't, but he particularly throws his body around and plays hard. They want to make sure he's fully healed, because otherwise what you end up with is just re-aggravating the same injury over and over. So if he had to miss another week, I wouldn't be that surprised. But I would also say for a young quarterback who you'd like to get in a rhythm, he is essential, because when Trey Lance is in trouble, that's the guy you find.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's a bummer. Hate it, especially on that field, that team. We can't judge Trey Lance yet or the Niners.
No.
Let's reserve judgment for that. But it's going to get interesting and get loud if they continue to potentially lose games. Go ahead, AJ.
Ian, what about tonight? Russell Wilson brings his Denver Broncos into Seattle. He takes it back. What? Any new storylines you think happening tonight, or are we just going to see Russ put on a show?
Well, first of all, I'm curious to see what Seattle does for him. Won him a Super Bowl, legend, but the breakup has not exactly been smooth. There's been some discussions in the media about what may or may not have happened, who's to blame. So, does Seattle have a nice warm video for him? I would imagine they do.
Yes,
but
they have to.
Have to, right?
Yeah.
They better.
So we'll, I'm sure they'll probably keep that under wraps until we see it, whatever it is. But, here's what's going to be interesting about Seattle. I think everyone expects the Broncos to be pretty good, and I think their defense especially is going to be really, really good. Seattle thinks that they're going to be a lot better than everyone anticipates. They got Geno Smith at quarterback, but they're going to play hard and they're going to run the heck out of the ball. I'm like, stadium's going to be crazy. Like, how actually good are they? And are they going to be the team? Are they going to be like the Bears, where everyone hasn't heard of them, and then they go out and just play their butts off and play well? Like, that's going to be interesting.
Well, how about the Falcons? Same way. I mean, there's a lot of that across the NFL schedule, and
Lions too.
I
mean,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
3-point game. That was a 3-point game.
I guess.
We knew the Lions were going to play hard to the end.
Yeah, that's what the Lions are.
They could have had a stop and had the ball and went and win that game.
Could have, dude. Claw and fight. Even if we're getting our asses kicked, we will make it look better by the horn at the end of the game, man.
I saw somebody who had an axe to grind. Might have been.
That's actually pretty good.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Did you see Lou Holtz earlier?
Yeah. Come on.
Lou Holtz
That was
actually
awesome, by
penned
the
a
way.
letter to Marcus Freeman. It's on the internet. It's doing well on the internet.
I'll check that out.
I'll let you know. The TJ Lang, I think, put out a bunch of videos. You know, Rodrigo, where we talked about in preseason how he just runs into things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that was potentially going to be a problem whenever people start actually playing real football. I think it did. I think that team's going to continue to grow. Great fight against the Eagles. Let's go. This is the year for the Lions.
Yeah, 100%. They're definitely better than last year. They ran the ball. Swift had his best game ever. That was the best rush offense by a Lions team in my entire life.
Okay, here we go.
It actually was. Not exactly.
All right, Ian, we appreciate you, buddy. We assume you got to go do your real job. Thank you for the updates. We'll chat with you later this week.
Thank you, guys. Buy a shirt. Talk to you later.
Hey, that's going to
For the
help.
kids.
Good promo.
Yeah.
For the kids. For the
There it
kids.
is.
There you go.
For the kids. Ian Rappaport. Thank you. All right, let's bounce around with some more overreactions around. Did we learn anything there? Kind of, not really. A lot of
Godwin.
waiting on MRIs.
Yeah, Godwin's going to be out
few
for a while.
weeks. Yeah. Naj might be.
Sounds like
pressing
Bakhtiari
this
and
Naj is
Jenkins
scary.
are gonna be out
Mac
for a
might
while.
not play.
Anything Liz Frank scares me. I didn't really know you could like sprain the Liz Frank. Usually, like it, whatever tears and you dislocate the bone. So that's good. That didn't happen.
What'd you say, Zito? I didn't hear what you said there, pal.
I have the Manningcast guest if you want it.
Oh, it's Manicast on this evening?
Yeah.
Yep,
But
8:15 or 8:13.
they're going up against Troy and Joe now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Huh. Guess one? Saquon Barkley, fresh off a monster Sunday. The New York Giants are all the way back.
Hell yeah.
Talked about them in the first hour. Don't come after us, Giants fans. I said on Friday, I'm never betting on the Giants.
Right.
It's different Giants.
Yeah.
Giants.
It's a new team. Dayball, Wink. I mean, they got coaches over
Dogs.
there. They got players over there. Saquon's all the way back. Joel McHale, guest two, Seattle Seahawks fan, former host of The Soup, and also former Washington football player.
That's right.
Great football
Really?
player. And then guest three, Shannon Sharp Club. Shay Shay is coming to a Manning cast, and that's going to be awesome, I would assume. So tonight's going to be a great show.
Absolutely. Woo. It is crazy, though, because I forgot, and then I remembered, like, right before we went on to the show, I was like, oh, shit, Monday Night Football is Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Like, I actually do want to watch that. I'm going to watch that copy, so, you know.
We'll get clips, though.
Clip.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
We'll get
sure.
a lot of clips.
For sure.
It helped us last year a lot.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taught us a lot.
It did.
I'm going back and forth.
No chance.
Hopefully Troy.
Not if you got satellite, because if it rains,
Yeah, you're done.
you ain't seeing any of them.
Not going to either.
Who's going to get it? Who are going to be like? Where are we going to be watching it next year?
Fucking anybody that isn't satellite
Yeah.
is all I care about.
Yeah, well, obviously.
As somebody who lives in Indiana, I mean,
Make it Apple.
It sucks, dude.
wait until you hear the price we have to pay. It is so much money. Just it's being tossed at the end here.
It's bullshit.
Because you have so many different TVs, or what?
Yeah.
Each TV has to have a box.
Yeah.
That seems crazy.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
And then each box has to have a wire.
And then after this year, you're gonna have to just get rid of all of that and go to whatever comes.
Precisely.
At least you can get it. Like in my house, they came and they said, "Oh, DirecTV doesn't work here," so I don't have an option to watch fucking Sunday Ticket.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. How does the satellite not hit this particular part of Indianapolis?
Wait, they told you you can't have DirecTV at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you get Sunday Ticket by itself then.
Nope, you can't. You have to be a DirecTV customer.
Oh, wow. You put your address in there. If you can't have access to DirecTV, they give it to you.
But what we're doing right here,
Shouldn't have to.
Why
just
is this?
fucking let me
Exactly.
log
Yeah.
into something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can literally log in.
2022.
Bro, come
Exactly.
the fuck on.
Wake up.
Steve Jobs' daughter said the new iPhone's the same as the last one. So
Great.
Dang it.
Great.
Man, I was
Yeah.
looking forward to this one.
But 12 to 13 was a big step. You know, now we'll get.
Was it? The phone got much worse.
Yeah, the phone
Will it
itself.
work? Yeah.
The cameras.
The camera got awesome.
Yeah.
The phone got much worse.
Right.
So maybe the 14 actually is similar to the 13 with the camera and everything, but maybe it actually operates as a phone.
Yeah, phone is a little fast.
That'd be sweet. That'd be crazy.
They should just put more emphasis on the phone and realize, like, people don't give a fuck about the iPad. Okay, it's been the same for 25 years. Like, you don't need to hype up, like, oh, new iPad's really sweet. It's like, the phone's got a shitload of issues with it, okay? Let's fix that and focus on that.
Yeah, everything has gotten worse.
They got us, though. Once they get you, they get you. Like, you can't leave.
No, I will.
No, of course not.
I will.
You can go to Android? I go to Android. Okay.
Listen, I'll green text every motherfucker I talk to every day if I
New
have
Google
to.
phone?
Oh, okay.
What happens if
Good
they-
luck getting your music and everything.
I won't.
Hopefully they just don't change the charger again. Because if they do
Oh,
that,
they will.
then we're
Speaking
all...
of charger,
Everything's going to USB-C or whatever.
speaking of charger,
What's that?
I accidentally drove my new vehicle every day of the week. I'm running on
Can't do that.
little to no. I'm running on sparks at this point.
Double A batteries.
Can't drive it every single day. I mean, what is
Don't
it?
you charge it at night?
Oh, yeah. Just ain't enough.
Oh, it doesn't charge fast enough?
Well, as soon as I looked at that vehicle, I said, man, there's a lot of things that need power in this thing. How in the fuck do they have enough batteries? And then you do a little research on the batteries. It's like, oh, that's how they have it. Charging it has become quite an issue, though. And Indiana isn't just packed with superchargers all over the place.
No, they aren't.
How many miles you get an hour when you charge it?
Miles per hour?
No, like say you plug it in for 5 hours. Are you averaging five extra miles an hour? Or what is it?
Great question. I don't know. I woke up this morning at 11%. I went to bed last night at 2%. So we're picking up 9%.
Oh, man.
And turn
You
it on
gotta get
the
the
air.
old. You gotta get a new plug to put in, right?
So I'm lucky it was maybe I got to get a supercharger in my house, but to do that I got to get an electrician. And to get an electrician, you got to hope that they don't have any other jobs. But once again, there isn't any workers, so
Good luck.
it's awesome. Everything's good. I'm very lucky to be where I'm at, but couldn't use the air conditioner this morning because I was scared I was going to run out of power. You know what I mean? And
Well,
it was good this morning because it was only 58 degrees, but I guess it's supposed to get hotter. So this is all my fault, product of my own doing, but it feels like the more things change, more they stay the same. I'm about to run out of power.
Well, that thing just forced closed and shut down if you're on the highway.
Thanks,
Just
Al.
completely, yeah.
Power down. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. I mean, it would suck, but it would be awesome.
Would be hysterical.
Hey, they need to come up with like a thing that's the size of like a phone that you can plug in. It gives you like 50 miles.
Yeah,
and it does it
portable
in
juice
2
pack.
minutes.
So when I first tried to save the world and bought a Tesla, it was the P85D way back in.
Thank you for saving the world, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, not
Thank
supporting
you.
fucking Saudi like all those little golfers.
What?
Buying
Jeez.
gas.
Oh yeah, I
God
forgot
damn it.
about that. Yeah, I've been out of that game.
Out of the game.
I've been out of that game for a long time. I've been trying to save the world or whatever.
Yeah, but now you go on game day.
Nick, we're forgetting about
Flyovers?
that. It's different.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I understand what you're saying. My personal decisions have been to save the world,
Yeah, sure.
and you're right. They told me, pretty prominent part of it too. When they told me I was sitting right in the middle of that goddamn table, I was like, well, this seems to be a bit much, don't we think?
Yeah, you
This
sure?
Probably slide me to an end somewhere, don't we think that's probably the right move? It's like, nope, that's Herbie, that's Dez.
That's you.
That would be you.
Sit your ass down.
There's a lot of pressure. I enjoyed the fuck out of it up there.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
But yeah, I tried to save the world with when I first got the Tesla because that's how they were promoting it, and it was faster, quicker, and better equipped than all the nicest cars on Earth somehow. So the alien Elon came down and said, "This is how you do it." Then he just released his patent to everybody, like, "Hey, this is actually how you do it." Now all these other cars are doing it, but they've been chatting about being able to drive up something, dropping a battery out, putting a new full battery in, and then going. And that being like the gas
That'd be
station.
sweet.
Basically, that's like what the people were talking about. That's 10 years ago, 15 years ago. That ain't never gonna happen.
Nope.
Yeah, how expensive are those batteries? Would you have to pay a fee? Like
That whole
to
thing is
replace
batteries,
them?
I would imagine.
You would probably become like a member or whatever,
Okay,
and then you can do the whole
Monthly
thing.
fee.
Good luck. Then
something.
you got to build those places where you can do that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that ain't ever happening.
Well,
No.
yeah, then you got to make more batteries too. And from what we know about making those batteries,
Oh no.
Not to mention the supply chain.
What Rascal Flatts say?
Life is a highway.
I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I wanna drive it all night long.
That wasn't a song I was talking about.
My wish.
World spinning faster than it did the old day.
Yeah.
Boom.
So naturally, we have more natural disasters.
Are Rascal Flatts? Are That is it. Thank you. We should have remembered that just a little bit ago, but we got a good little. Are they the ones that God spent a little bit more time on you?
No, it's NSYNC, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Let's go to the phones.
They would have covered the hell out of that song, but
Yeah, they should. Are they still together?
Rascal Flatts?
No, I think they're doing. What's his name? Trying to do it solo.
They had a
career.
farewell tour.
The Titans
2020
GM
got
looks
canceled.
exactly like the lead singer of Rascal Flatts.
He does. And
Gary LeVox.
Yeah.
He was probably crying yesterday again.
Yeah, I was going to say he cried after the season, just like the Rascal Flatts band did once they
One of
broke
them
up.
was golfing at Tahoe. I don't know if it was Rascal or Flats, but he's
I
pretty
get it.
good buddies
All
with
right.
the Chrisleys.
I think there was a couple members of the Blowfish there, too. You know what I mean? Let's go to the phones.
Was it blow or fish?
I believe they're just one entity.
Gary's a good golfer, huh?
Good singer, too. I mean,
Yeah, he loves to golf, too.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. It was our fault that day.
Called from the course.
No, well, that was a week early, I guess.
Okay.
We'll never get him back on this show. And that was not our fault.
No, not at all.
What are we supposed to
I don't know, though. He's a huge college football fan. I'm sure he would love watching you on game day.
Go Game
Well, the Cox need to start winning some games.
They do.
Yeah, Rattler looked
Bad at football.
Yeah, Arkansas is a good team.
Hey,
They're
old
balling
Colby
out.
or Coach
He was
Pittman?
okay week one.
Who? Rattler?
Rattler?
Yeah.
Georgia State, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Beamer.
Oh, yeah.
Love Beamer.
That game was a game until Beamer said, hey, Georgia State, we got better athletes than you and Buck.
That was your super dog.
That was Georgia
They were
State.
up 28-21, and then
I'll tell you what, JB had a little clip saying, like, showing some college games. He's like, you want to expand the playoffs? You need 12, 16 of these teams? Like, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, do we have 12 elite football teams in college?
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because there's even in the semis, there's going to be a.
Yeah.
You could have 1,000 teams in there. Like, they're the same couple are going to win.
I'm excited for the playoffs, though. I think that'll make everything more electrifying.
Yeah,
but-
look what happened to some of the top 12 teams this week.
Dude, a lot of upsets. It was banana land. I think I went over on my picks, which is good.
That's going to happen every
You're
once
on
in
it
a
next
while.
week.
that good.
Yeah.
West Virginia lost by 13 in an overtime game, okay, to a team that ain't never start with the record they have right now in Morgantown. So, what's going on?
You never know.
I had a
You
bunch
never
of
know.
I had a bunch of West Virginia people tweet me and say, who would ever pick Pitt on your first time or whatever? Hey, listen, West Virginia people, I'm a coach of the University of Texas men's basketball team. Fucking enough, all right? I ain't never been asked to coach goddamn West Virginia Mountaineers.
True.
What do you want from me? I'm able to go into Kevin Durant's practice facility in there with the boys, get some new KDs, shorts,
Wide.
shirt,
Wide.
talk
Wide.
to the team, put up some shots, dap up every coach, get to know them intimately, okay, that coaching staff. They welcome me in with open arms. I'm the coach of the team. Sorry about it, okay? Love the West Virginia football team so much that I picked Pitt because I thought people were disrespecting West Virginia because Pitt got a win over a good West Virginia team, I thought, and they were like, well, Tennessee's going to beat the shit out of Pitt. And I'm like, whoa. Pitt has a good win. And reigning ACC champions, they just beat West Virginia. We're acting like West Virginia isn't good. So I was actually paying homage to West Virginia by picking Pitt. And instead, I get buried by a lot of people telling me not to come back. And I'm like, well, I haven't. So don't
matter.
And by the way, you need to stop losing by fucking 13 in overtime because that's an anomaly and that can't happen in Morgantown. We need.
I know.
What?
I'm not saying it.
You coach Chef JB to be the fucking head coach of
See
the
him break it
West
down,
Virginia
Tate?
Mountaineers.
That's what you guys were thinking?
A lot of rain
Yeah.
out there, man.
You know who I was thinking?
Who's that?
Coach Rod?
A guy who had a sideways hat on, up 21 points in the third quarter, fucking furious.
Yeah. Bring him back.
I don't know how that would go. I don't know how either party would see it, but it feels like the tides of Mountaineer land have turned on old Neil Brown. We've been trusting the climb, but the climb has hit a plateau, and they maybe even started doing a little bit of a descent. He's going to have to find that trail back up to the top relatively quickly, it seems like. I'm not sure, but you can't be losing in Kansas overtime by 13.
How bad would it be to be a head coach? Think of Marcus Freeman, 0-2 at Notre Dame. Like, yeah, it seems like a fun
0-3,
job right
yeah.
now. 0-3 if you count. Yeah.
Did you see how much those schools got paid to go play him?
1.8 million, 1.4 million, I believe.
And 1.2 for App State.
Yeah, and I love how the internet's just like, thanks for the 1.8 million. Here's the L, like burying them. It's like, well, the schools need to fill their schedule, so this is the only way to do it. Correct. But that App State squad, they don't blink, dude.
Oh, they're awesome.
There's a redhead with, he paints his face. He got a red beard.
Fucking linebacker.
62 or something like that, 65.
Beast.
I looked at him. I said, that guy ain't scared of anything.
Yeah.
That guy ain't scared of nothing. Going into Texas A&M, that's a huge win, man.
Gigantic.
SEC.
After they just spent $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimbo Fisher paid all that money. Lost to App State. Week 2.
It's the difference between
Allegedly. Now that I'm a focal point of college football.
Well, everyone's paying money. I mean, we were just talking about that with USC. Yeah, that's how it works now.
Let's hit some phone calls here, and then maybe a couple more overreactions, and then get the fuck out of here for this Monday Night Football game. We got to make our picks. This weekend, I want 7 and 9, 6 and 9, 7 and 8. Yeah, 15 games. 7 and 8. You want 6 and 9. So tonight could end up a tie potentially. AJ, you like Denver?
Who do you like? I like Denver. I'll take Denver at -6.5. Yeah, I'll take it.
Me too. I won.
Oh, come on. Take the other. Let's try to even it out.
Guys. I like those picks tonight. Let's go.
I won. I won week 1.
You did it. Hey,
that was awesome.
Put it down.
1-0.
I can change my pick, though, I guess, can I?
No, you could double down, though.
Yeah, you could take the over and the under.
I would take the over, yeah. I'll take the over in Denver.
Take the over as well.
Yeah, Pat.
Give me the over.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Give me the over in Denver. I got it.
All right, lock it in, yeah, for you?
Yep.
All right, I'll take the over as well.
Wow. Yeah, you win this week.
It's a good pick.
All right.
I love the over.
I will say Russ is going to throw. He's going to score 2 touchdowns.
That's not on his. Stop making the mockery.
No, it's just the bets
Stop
on
making
there.
a mockery.
I'll win 3 bets tonight. Thank you, guys.
Stop all the mockery, please. Jesus is going to be with Russell tonight, and that's why it's hard not to pick the Denver Broncos in the over. It's going to be a magical evening. Let's go to some phone calls on a 5 Energy phone line. Let's go to Trent in Iowa. Trent, what's going on, pal? Iowa is rough, I assume, after the weekend.
Putting up points, aren't they?
Yeah, balling.
Punter is.
Petrus is a dog.
Worst offense in the history of college football.
Yo, am I on?
Yep, Trent, you are. What's going on? It feels like the Iowa offense not moving anywhere.
No, Pat 5. I'm gonna bash Ty here in a second, but I'm actually climbing right off of my John Deere.
Oh, hell yeah.
L120 automatic.
That is a beautiful piece of machinery.
Right now, all right?
L120
Oh, I'll
automatic.
send you a picture. It's busted as fuck, AJ, but I'll send you a picture.
That's because that tractor's taking
Another round. Fucking John Deere just goes nonstop all the time.
Yeah, you're damn right,
We don't
Trent.
fuck around.
What a beautiful tractor. Nice piece of machinery you got. What do you want to talk about, pal?
No, if you saw it, you'd laugh because it's pretty busted up. But no, I just was wondering if Ty was pretty butthurt about his whole football season kind of going down in the dumps. I mean,
how much land you got?
Yeah, that's the.
I put money on my Cyclones, and I told my mom
200
it
acres
was
with that
13 to 10, and then I did. AJ, I'm sorry, and I actually do have a lot of respect for the show. I love the show, big time fan. I've turned my family and friends onto it also.
Oh, no.
We actually did used to listen to it on Sirius, but it actually, I diehard Minnesota Vikings fan.
Oh, you
hated the Green Bay Packers.
I love that.
Hated the Green Bay
I hate
Packers.
this guy. This guy is the worst thing about humanity.
Skull.
Iowa State and
Drives John Deere time.
I know. That's the only shred of dignity he has.
stolen deer valor.
We've definitely listened to everything he's saying.
Hold on. There's no way that the tractor, the piece of machinery he was talking about, was this.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's the L120.
That's a hell of a beast.
This guy's got a lot of time all by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
If he's cutting anything other than that backyard that is in the back of that picture right there.
Is that the same one Zeke just bought?
Yeah, but Zeke doesn't live on a 2-mile farm, I don't think.
Zeke driving around that neighborhood.
Oh, my God.
They know when Zeke's coming downtown.
That's right. I'm
Whoever
sure
put-
the neighbors love you, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Zeke.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Nice.
Someone put Timmy Trumpets
Oh,
on that video. It was genius.
Yeah. Hey, the Mets are back, I heard.
Nice.
back?
Mets are back. We're winning the fucking thing.
Yeah, don't worry. The Red Sox got the Yankees this week. We're going to sweep the floor.
Yankees actually are back.
Let me tell you about my football teams.
Okay.
West Virginia lost by 13 in overtime somehow to a team that they never had a record that they currently have. They're breaking records over there.
Sure.
Since Mark.
Go ahead.
Mark,
Oh, no.
Mark the Shark.
He came into the batter's box.
His name is fucking Mark Mangino.
Thank you.
Okay, and don't you dare.
Had to whistle on at all
Yeah.
times.
Pittsburgh guy, too.
Had to poop in his shower.
Hell yeah.
Because his
Excuse
fucking
me?
bathroom wasn't wide enough, and he would drop mud cakes.
What, is this something he publicly talks about?
Yes, this is a well-known fact.
Wait, what is it? You mean he poops in the shower because he wants to?
Had to poop in the shower. It may have been like
and mushes it down the drain? What do you mean?
No, I think
Opens the drain
It
up.
was like an unnamed, I think, GA that came out and said, like, yeah, I was fucking cleaning up shits after Mark Mangino and couldn't take a dump in the bathroom. Guy had to poop in the shower. And this random GA who was not named, that was the one who was fucking sweeping it up and cleaning it up afterwards.
All right.
Pooper scooper.
Nonetheless, Kansas.
There's no way. There's no way.
Dead serious. Look it
Oh
up.
yeah, the
That
Kansas
drain will get
Cyclones.
clogged instantly.
Oh, yeah, that's what that guy fucking Drano on his belt at all times. Yeah, all times.
You better carry a snake, to about a 30-foot snake, too.
All right, that was a big time lunch. Let's get an extra.
Yeah, hey, someone go get some more Drano.
Anyways, nonetheless, West Virginia loses by 13 in overtime at home to a team that never done what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Colts undefeated, lead the division. So
Pretty good.
I'm in an interesting spot with the Mets being back as well.
Sure.
Feels like my teams are really on the up and up. You had a much worse week than anybody. Iowa looks worse than any football team, maybe in D1.
Yeah.
Lose to Iowa State for the first time in how many years?
So it's like 2014. So a long time.
Jesus.
But which is also what pisses me off is these fucking mutts from Iowa State do this calling and you probably really butthurt. It's like you haven't beat us in 7 years, you know, and that's why Iowa State people are just the worst of the worst because they act like it's the Super Bowl, and it is. You know, they'll get embarrassed the rest of this year probably. Iowa stinks. They are so bad, but it's almost nice because at this point, like, I don't have to care anymore. You know, like last year, they kept winning and they went to the Big Ten championship. So as tough as it was, you could still be like, "Hey, we're somehow still doing it." I don't need to do that anymore. So I'll watch, I'll pay attention, but Jesus Christ, you won't catch me dead watching 4 hours of that ever again.
Tory Taylor.
He's fun to watch. Until Spencer Petras graduates, I will not watch another full Iowa football game, and the Packers will be okay.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Matt in Kansas. Matt, what's going on the 5RNG phone line? Go to 5RNG.com. Use promo code McAfee to receive 10% off your order of delicious 5-hour energy shots that'll get you from to, yeah, I got energy in a matter of one shot. This Hawaiian Breeze is worth a purchase.
Very good. I had it. Very good.
And we are telling you to do this just so they can keep it going.
Yeah.
We need this in our lives, so if you could help us out and try it, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Matt in Kansas, what's going on, pal?
Hey, what's up, Pat? How you doing?
Well, not great. Your fucking football team over there beat us by 13 in overtime in Morgantown. All right. Thank you, Matt. Great call. Let's go to Mike in South Carolina on the 5RNG phone line. What's going on, Mike, on this Overreaction Monday, September 12th, 2022?
Pat, boys, how's it going? Keep it moving.
Close.
I live pretty much on Gamecock like campus. This whole fucking city is about to be insufferable for the next week. All these morons that think South Carolina is going to upset the Georgia Bulldogs. Grow up, move on. Dogs by a million.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Love that guy.
I got a good prediction there. Beamer Ball might play a role in that.
Yeah. Remember what Beamer said last year, though,
What's the
about
spread?
Georgia?
Spread's going to be a lot.
24.5.
Dude, these college spreads are hilarious. Is this team going to win by 45? Oh.
It's Ohio State this week.
7 touchdowns? Oh.
I don't
Are they going to beat them by 7 touchdowns? How many times are they going to have the ball? Well, how many turnovers are they going to be?
Yikes.
That's you. These college spreads
Yeah.
are absurd.
Like, you're counting on them, like, all right, dominating, obviously, and then putting their backups in the fourth quarter and their backup scoring, too, to run it up. Like, that's what you're counting on, it feels like.
Well, and a couple of defensive scores.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to have a couple of defensive
USC.
scores and all. USC, first week they had 3 pick sixes out of nowhere, but they also gave up drives that were like 84 yards, 64 yards, but they were very opportunistic, which, by the way, superstar type Ds are like that. Like, make the big play, give up the routine shit, because the routine shit's potentially boring. I think they're going to shore it up a little bit. They had another like 4 turnovers or something this past week. I mean,
They're going to be good.
feels like USC is a good team to bet on.
Yeah.
They might be a wagon for us in the department of gambling, because I don't know if we know anything else about anybody that's playing football.
That line was super weird. It opened up USC like 11.5 point favorites and went off at 7.5. There was a lot of Cardinal action, but they all lost.
Well, Andrew Luck was going to be in the building.
That's right.
Yeah.
He had a good speech.
He's awesome.
He did. He looked energetic.
Yeah.
Looked like he's enjoying the hell out of his life.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
He's got whoa.
Well, you
That'd
remember
be sweet.
He's not in football shit.
Jim Irsay paid him $25 million, so he still have his.
Yeah. Easy.
Andrew Luck's going to be a Colt. He comes back to football, starts getting. It's just snoop around.
Unless they want to, trade CeeDee Lamb for Andrew Luck, then, maybe you guys can find something.
I think we're going to need weapons. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but Jonathan Taylor got the ball.
Pittman had a big day.
That's it. Naeem Hines, Pittman, Jonathan Taylor. The pick six, or the pick from Jerry Hughes was like, Jerry, who's played football for a long, long time, has actually gotten better and better and better and better and better somehow. He was drafted by the Colts. Scheme didn't fit in for whatever reason. Always loved him as a teammate. Always loved him as a human. He goes to Buffalo, dominates,
Real good.
becomes a staple of the Bills. Now he's back home in Houston playing for the Texans, kind of setting a standard. I think he got a little bit of a feel there for a bit. Every ball is going to the Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So as Jonathan Taylor releases out for an obvious screen, he literally just dropped back and was like, thank you so much. So I think they're going to have to keep working, but it was a tie. A tie's a tie.
Tie's a tie.
Co-lead of the division. So what? Get to the dance.
Still stupid. Figure it out. Let somebody win.
Well, I'm happy they didn't go with my idea a couple years ago where I was like, put the kickers out there. And just have them go. Because Hot Rod needs to bounce back in a big way. 2 kickoffs out of bounds, missed 40-some yarder that he sprayed right.
Yeah.
He'll be back better than ever, I think. Yeah.
And at least Carly Ursay is calling the plays that you want and giving it to JT and not just doing stupid stuff.
What did he say?
I saw that.
Saw what?
Okay. All right. Carly Ursay had a headset on in the coach's box on the bench.
Yes.
With a wristband.
With a
what position?
The microphone.
With a microphone.
Is that
it's pushed up.
Yeah, but I think the interesting thing here is, like, is that a direct line to the old man, Jim, that's up there? And she's like, what they're saying on the sideline? How come it's not just the earpiece that the backup quarterbacks have? If Carly's calling plays, because after they showed this, the offense started really going.
Yeah.
The Jonathan Taylor train started leaving the station. They came back. They were down a lot. Let's go ahead and start the game with their calling plays. The wristband looks sharp. The headset looks fantastic. The Ursay family's all in, and we're in the lead in the division. We're undefeated.
Yeah,
okay, so stop with the questions.
No, not a question. Like, if this is Jim Irsay, overriding, like, does Carly come on when she gets something from Jim? Like, hey, actually, no, he wants to run this play. And then, boom, they're running power with Jonathan Taylor and Big Q pulling.
What if Carly hears the play call that's in there? She has to, it's a throw to whatever. And Jim's like, no, brother, get it to Taylor. So she goes, actually, Frank, we need to run 27. Yeah, 27, actually.
She goes right into the headset. What do you mean? She's got a walkie right to Matt Ryan.
Hey, Matt Ryan, actually, everything Frank just said, yeah, scratch that. We're going back to Jonathan Taylor. Paid him too much money, want him to win the MVP. Thanks. And then she flips that thing up.
Yeah.
Go on, boys. And then we start winning.
Is Kalen calling the D?
I don't know. That's an interesting thing. Is the entire family on the sideline, or is this just Carly's never-ending pursuit of learning football as much as she can?
It seems like she's learned it.
As soon as she got into the building, she started like, Hasselbeck would go in there, break down film. Andrew Berry, now GM of the Browns, had a full thing. Carly Ursay has been very much like I would like to learn the game. I want to know the game, which is incredible for the future of the Colts, for the shoe. But seeing her on the sideline with a headset and a wristband made me go fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Look at Carly Ursay down there handling business, pal.
Yeah, sweet. And they don't need, they can just have Shaq Leonard call the defense. I mean, shit, he's good enough. They don't need anybody else doing it.
We need him back.
Yeah.
We need
He's a big presence. His presence is missed.
Yes. Last phone call here on the 5 Energy phone line. Here on this Overreaction Monday.
Hey, how much money could the NFL make if they were like NASCAR and you could buy a headset when you walked in and you could listen, you could dial into either team's radio?
Could you imagine how pissed all these coaches would be if people had access to what they were saying to each other?
Oh, my God.
They'd be so mad. We got to deal with this guy hurt, and now we got the whole stadium listening to it. Okay, great news. Pepe in Mexico. Pepe, what's going on, pal? Great to have you back.
Órale, cabrones!
Yeah!
Hell yeah. Been a while.
It has been. What's up, Pepe?
Hey, it's been a while. Happy new football year to everyone. We are all the way back.
Hell yeah!
Now, Overreaction Monday, of course. Congratulations to the Houston Texans for beating the 1972 Dolphins for an undefeated season and winning the AFC South.
Wow.
You champion gamblers.
Wow.
You champion gamblers. Did you believe the AFC South will be the worst division in the NFL? Are we beating the NFC East?
Wow.
Come on, man.
Whoa.
What trash is this?
Pepe, you're normally super positive. The Colts and the Texans might be the two best teams in the league this year.
Yeah.
We're missing kicks. We're not catching balls, and we have the daughter of the owner calling the calls. I don't know. May I be a bit concerned?
Great call, Pepe.
One game, Pepe.
We got to chit-chat about, obviously, our sponsor, and then we got to bounce around a little bit with Overreaction Monday on Twitter before we get out of here and get into an incredible Monday Night Football. Today's show
is presented by Cash App. Boswell hitting the game winner. You guys know what that is?
That's
money. K. York nailing a 58-yarder that would have been good from 70 yards.
That's
money. Carly Ursay calling plays for the Colts and Jonathan Taylor.
That's money.
When personal finance connects you to both your funds and the stuff that matters, that's money. And that's Cash App. You guys know what else is money?
What's that?
AJ Hawk hanging out and calling plays for the Green Bay Packers, maybe?
Yeah, that would be money.
That's money. Choosing your own cash tag, buying Bitcoin or stocks with as little as $1, being able to handle our giveaways quickly, spending what? Saving what? Investing, splitting, tipping, donating, gifting, all in a single finance app. That's money, and that's Cash App. What you need to do, AJ, because I know that you've asked us a bunch of times about, how do I get Cash App? What the hell am I supposed to do? Because you're a buffoon and you don't know how to work your phone. What you do is you go to the App Store on your Apple device or Android. Do you have one of those, AJ?
I have an Apple device, yes.
Okay, so whether it's your iPad, I don't know if you have an actual iPhone. I could still see it with your flip phone. Do you have an actual iPhone?
Yes, I do have an iPhone, Con.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, that's right. You've been in the group chat lately. That was cool, actually, to see a text from you. Still haven't left, but yeah, you can just download it on your phone and use code McAfee for $15 off, and obviously terms apply.
$15 off?
$15. You can get that immediately. Actually,
shout out to Cash App.
Thank you, Cash App.
Taking a piss break while an ad read's happening?
That's money.
All right, let's bounce around the internet with a couple of these overreactions. We appreciate everybody participating on Twitter. It became a #1 trend in the United States quickly, and we couldn't do it, obviously, without all of our incredible people that for some reason watch the show day in, day out. It was up to 75,000 concurrents today.
Oh.
Thank you all so much.
That's money.
That is.
That's money.
Thank you to Eric Girarduzzi. E. Girarduzzi.
Nailed it.
Girarduzzi.
Girarduzzi.
Yeah.
Garrett
Eric Girarduzzi.
That's a real Garrett-doozy.
That is, isn't it? And Eric with a K, quite a doozy as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric Girarduzzi doesn't fuck around.
No.
And we appreciate him. He says, PMS, I don't want to overreact, but put a fork in him. The day everyone has waited for 20 plus years has arrived. Patriots are toast. Possibly in the hunt for #1 through #5 draft pick next year. They're done.
Whoa.
Connor, is that an overreaction or is that real?
Yeah, it's an overreaction. Absolutely, these first 4 weeks are going to be tough, but you look at the schedule after we play the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. I mean, you got the Lions, you got the Bears, you got, unfortunately, the Colts who don't
we're
want
undefeated.
to. Yeah, but we have a great run defense.
Don't listen to what Pepe said.
I won't, but we'll see how that progresses. But no, definitely not dead. Last year started 2-4. Can't forget that.
You think they stink? You think the Patriots stink, AJ? Nothing positive out of that offense ever, and yesterday was more of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I always say, you got to give Belichick and them credit for what they have done and what he has been able to do, but I just don't know I don't know what they are. I really don't.
We got to put some respect.
Offensively, especially.
We got to put some respect on Belichick's name. I think we've been doing that, but yesterday, alarming.
Yeah, it was bad. Their defense is very good. Only gave up 13 points to Tyreek Hill and Waddle and all them, and it was the 4th down play. But, yeah, it would definitely have to figure some stuff out.
Only back spasms for the quarterback, so that's good news. Let's go to the next one. Lars Thompson. Lars. Love the name. Well, hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but the Packers can't cover, can't pressure, can't catch, can't block, and can't call plays on either side. AJ Hawk, how accurate is what Lars said here on this beautiful Overreaction Monday?
Well, I think we talked about how good the Packers' defense was going to be this year. I still think you don't need to worry too much. I think their defense is going to settle down. They'll be fine. I think the Vikings' offense on the turn is very, very good. I really do. Now, I think the Packers' D will be much better. Offensively, of course. It only can go up from here, right?
growing pains. Obviously, they scored 4 more points than they did last year in opening game, but they had Devontae Adams still last year. This year, who's going to be the guy? Is it going to be Romeo? Is it probably going to be Romeo?
Got to protect. Got to protect to get open, man.
Yeah, bingo. I mean, they need Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins back in the worst way. And they did kind of abandon the running game yesterday a little bit. It seemed like Aaron Jones, every time he got the ball, was getting 12 to 15 yards, and he didn't touch it nearly as much. But we'll see. I don't think there's any cause for concern. People will go absolutely apeshit and panic if they don't look very good and they squeak by the Bears on Sunday night. But, I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? It's fucking Raj. A pissed off Raj, full of piss and vinegar. He's going to hold those guys accountable. They'll play better. Packers will be fine.
So you think Lars ain't right?
I think yesterday that was pretty accurate. But moving forward, no, I think they'll be okay.
Let's go to another overreaction potentially from Dom Quintana. Zito, Quintana there?
Yeah.
Quintana. Dom Quintana. At Pat McAfee Show, hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact, but it's time for the Panthers to figure it the fuck out and fire Rule. We've been terrible since he took over. Change is needed. 100, hashtag keep pounding. This is a pressure year for Matt Rule. They paid him $70 million to leave Baylor and become the head coach there. It's been a quarterback turnstile. Baker showed a little life at the end. The team did against the Cleveland Browns, who didn't have their quarterback. Jacoby Brissett was started for him. Do we think we give him a little bit of an opportunity here with Christian McCaffrey in the lineup for a few more weeks?
I think so. Like the Panthers could have won that football game if they had won the game. Like say one extra play happens, they win this game. Are you still freaking out as the Panthers fans? Like people don't realize how slim the margin is. Like one play here that way, and you win these games, and then we're either writing a team off or we're crowning them champs off of one game.
If you want to crown them, crown them. It feels like the football gods do that. It seems like the teams that are going to be good, they get the good bounces, and the teams that aren't going to be good get the bad ones. The year we won 2-14, there was 9 one-score games. That if a fumble bounces the other way, every single one of those games, which could happen, and you score on it, we win. Much different season. Much different season. That's why the NFL is. Baker knows he's going to have to win, but that was a tough Browns defense that got overshadowed by grand juries and $230 million guaranteed. That defense, still that defense. Let's continue to overreact around the internet. Here's from Jimmy Kearns at James Kearns. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but Big Mike is going to be hanging out in his basement with a bunch of dudes after this season. I alluded to this earlier. If Big Mike McCarthy can't win this season, all eyes are on Jerry Jones to move him out of the seat and put Sean Payton in it. Sean Payton just debuted on Fox. He was great. Gave a couple of nice relaxed takes. Seemed to be doing the rounds this morning on Fox. He said there's a good chance he's going to be back on the sideline. Jerry Jones says Mike McCarthy's the right man for the job. Without Dak for 5 to 6 weeks, maybe 7, October, November, Big Mike's in a tough spot. He's going to have to win fucking now, AJ.
Yeah, and is Cooper Rush the guy to get him there? I think I heard Kyle Brandt saying, can you go 500 with him, I guess? Win half the games, lose half the games that he started, and then hopefully turn it on when Dak comes back. I don't know if is that their plan, I guess?
I seen Cooper Rush play against Josh Johnson over Kenny Pickett taking on Drew Lock in the preseason. He appeared to stink at football, but that was preseason football. Now we get a chance to see Cooper Rush with Kellen Moore and that entire offense surrounding him. Maybe he'll be better. Maybe he's a guy. We have no idea.
Yeah, and last year when he had to, in a pinch, he had to play against the Vikings. I think it was a primetime game, and he beat them. So we'll see. But also with how good granted the score ended up being close, but with how good the Eagles looked yesterday, it doesn't seem like that's the division. Like the Eagles could end up running away with that division
easily. The Dogs of Philly. A.J. Brown, immediate impact.
Yeah, so good.
Jalen Hurts, it's all on him. Seems like he and A.J. Brown have a great connection. Defense loses D. Lyman Bennett, I believe.
Yeah,
Barnett.
Barnett. They lose Barnett, so that's going to be a problem. But it feels like all the investments the Eagles have made are going to pay off for them. And Sirianni, I like the way he's operating, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of a layup because everyone going in the game was, acting like Dan Campbell was a coach of the year already because he said some funny things on Hard Knocks. I just like to remind those guys, hey, I've been here, okay? Like, I am about this life. I am a great football coach. Jalen had, 58 rush yards through, 4 minutes in the first quarter. I mean, I told him, hey, Jalen, I get it, okay? Their defense fucking stinks. You could rush for 250. we don't need you taking all these hits, okay? So we just kind of throw it to A.J. Brown. We got dogs all over the field. We might go undefeated this year.
Foxy, what was it like to watch the Dogs of Philadelphia take on the Lions?
They're very good. If Jalen Hurts stays healthy and can run the ball like that, no one will stop him. He was faster than our entire defense times 10.
And that's coming from a non-biased Lions fan who is not saying that just because he beat the Lions, no one can stop him.
Sure.
He's saying that because he was watching good football from both sides.
Bingo, thank you.
Lions made that a game late.
There's hope. Yeah. There's hope in Detroit. Yeah, they
did. A lot of points. Hey.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of points.
Goff threw a pick, I guess.
And then he bounced back after that and ran down and scored a touchdown.
Who's calling plays? Was it MCDC?
I still don't know. Maybe I'm a bad fan for that, but I could not tell.
Who was calling plays in New England?
At one point during the game, they had both Matt Patricia and Joe Judge both on the screen looking at a play sheet and talking into the mic. So I still don't know.
So do they not want credit because it's been so terrible, or they just want to fuck with everybody still? TBD going into week 2. Let's go around a little bit more around the internet. Trevor Katz at GoBarsouth23. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but the Bengals were a one-hit wonder team. Fluky run enabled by bad football by their playoff opponents. They won't make the playoffs this year. Interesting take from Trevor Katz because the Cincinnati Bengals looked like shit against an incredible defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were able to make plays in big-time moments. It felt like they were able to get stops. Could have won that game easily a couple different times. If they want to know, it's a different conversation. But allegedly, the story is Joey Barrow sat in his locker for hours afterwards, just staring, not blinking. I feel like that dude's going to figure it out, as are the Bengals. But a couple situations where Zach didn't challenge, other situations where they didn't look prepared. Got to get that fixed. Maybe it's a Super Bowl hangover, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Barrow threw 3 picks in the first half, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, that's probably not going to happen too often this year. And they still were in it and had many chances to win this game. So I wouldn't be too worried. I just hope they can keep him upright. I want Joey Barrow to be healthy because Jamar Chase is just a different kind of human being out there at receiver.
1-on-1, 4 seconds left, Dahn 6. Everybody in that stadium and everybody watching knew exactly where the ball was going. Had 1-on-1 the previous play, too. Then they didn't go his way. Went in the back, guy drops it. Then last play, they send everybody to the left to force Jamar Chase in a 1-on-1. And as soon as that ball snapped, everybody's like, all right, is Jamar going to catch this one inbounds or not, basically? He's fantastic. And I think everybody forgets, just his second year.
Yeah.
And he missed a year of college. Mm-hmm. He is so good at the football.
Yeah, I thought he can't catch, right? Because he dropped a few balls in camp. He dropped one.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
He won Rookie of the Year since then.
And he caught that ball in the Super Bowl.
But I think, like AJ mentioned, their biggest concern is just Joe Burrow staying healthy because conventional wisdom says if he's getting sacked 7 times a week, like he's going to get hurt.
Had the defensive MVP on the other side.
Yeah.
So
True. And Cam Hayward.
Now they're in the same division as former defensive MVP who might not be out the entire season, and Myles Garrett, another defensive MVP. I mean, there's going to be a lot of those.
Can get after them.
All year is going to be a lot of those. Ravens. Let's talk about the Ravens. I fucking love that team. I love Lamar. Let's get him the big bag if he stays healthy these next few years, AJ.
I sure hope so. He's so fun to watch. I saw the clip. He's at a school talking to little kids on Monday morning too. If that was in real time, I guess. Yeah, it seems like his teammates absolutely love the dude because he's authentic. He seems like, hey, this is me. I don't care. I'm not putting on any show. This is how I view everything. This is how I live. And he's not worried about everything else. And I think that's refreshing to see, especially from a quarterback in the NFL.
Mike Tomlin was asked about the game yesterday against Cincinnati, which went down to the final minute in the overtime. Numerous misses, numerous makes. Crazy fucking game. Were you surprised by this? You said that's AFC North football. Yeah. He said that's what it is. The AFC North quietly, year in, year out, dogs. He said it's hot in the kitchen. Okay, the AFC North is hot in the kitchen. That's what Tomlin said. He's been there for how many years now? 16? 16 years there. Always going to be battles amongst that team. So the Bengals are going to have to figure it out quick with that offensive line. They're staring down another year with Joey Burrow getting his fucking ass beat, and none of us want that.
Yeah, the Bengals thing really worries me because the fact that they spent money. So now what if the front office is like, hey, look, we tried the spending money thing. It didn't work. Our quarterback's still getting, killed. Let's just not spend any more money and save it for ourselves because everything that it felt like they added just didn't really add up to anything, at least in the first week.
Yeah, let's do a couple more here. I appreciate everybody that tweeted. Here's Brad Ryder at Brad Ryder 796. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Mahomes is even better now, more elite now. All the talk about them falling off without Tyreek has pissed off the team, and they will burn everyone this year. Watch out, NFL, says Brad Ryder. Hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. Hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday. We appreciate you hitting all those hashtags. Hopefully everybody saw it and all those different hashtag things.
Yeah.
Valleys.
I'm sure they did.
Accurate. I think that's an accurate assessment of what happened with the Chiefs, AJ.
Yeah, it's not much of an overreaction, really, when you think about it. What they did, what they looked like the old school Chiefs, and they don't have Tyreek Hill. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about where they are.
I agree. All right, last one here before we get the fuck out of here to watch Monday Night Football. It's from Roy Martinez at Roy Fizz. The Chargers are LA's team this season. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But, hey, Roy, that might be the case, but it feels like every home game in LA is the away team stadium. So let's get that fixed, AJ.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue, especially when you have, Justin Herbert, like the throws, every single game he makes throws. They're like, okay, he might be the only person that can do that, or he and one or two other people on the planet can make a throw like that. And I think we're going to see that every single game. I hope he stays healthy. They're a fun team to watch.
Yeah, the NFL actually just posted a video of him stepping up in the pocket, delivering it.
Jeez. Oh, my God.
Between two guys' shoulder pads. Bam. Right in the bucket. Now, similar to the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce ball, this one just a little bit more on a rope, right to Keenan Allen. Look at the pocket awareness, too, from this dude. He's bigger, faster, stronger than you. He could have ran and picked up 6, decided to drop it literally in a bucket to Keenan Allen. He's unbelievable. They're on a rise like this. The Raiders ran into a buzzsaw with that defense and Derek Carr's turnovers. I love watching Herbert play football. Staley seemed to kick the ball a couple times, too. How about it?
Yeah, look at him. We'll see what he does as the season goes, but, man, just watching that throw over and over again is crazy to think. Like, good luck, defenders. Like, okay, we're here, we're underneath, hip pocket, doesn't matter. Like, this dude's going to complete it.
How about, too, him dancing around, like, comfortably? He's taller than the tackles and the DNs.
Yeah.
So it's the biggest guy on the field, stepping up in the pocket. He would have had one-on-one with the linebacker, probably would have been able to outrun him or shake him. Instead, says, let me go ahead and do this thing.
That's absurd.
What a treat we have Thursday night between those two.
Oh, hell
God.
yes.
War.
I cannot wait. We are lucky for it, just like we're lucky for tonight. That's nasty. Keenan
He
Allen,
held the follow-through, too.
Yeah, he knew. He knew. We have a big game tonight. We have a big week ahead. We have Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, manana. He'll be joining us, as will others. We got a couple big-time guests tomorrow.
Okay, let's go.
We're a packed show tomorrow. We can't thank everybody enough for following us. This has been fun, AJ. I can't wait to get in a new studio. That'll be a week from now, I think.
Okay, sweet.
Supply chain.
Fingers crossed.
Football's
Supply
back,
chain.
man.
Supply chain.
We're here.
We are here.
Ton of awesome games yesterday. It was awesome. Yeah, it's a good. What a great time of year it is right now.
I concur. I can't thank you enough for joining us, AJ. Talks the table, even though your teams let you down. You guys did not today. Tone, we got hammered down in about 10 minutes.
Yup.
Can't wait to watch that and see what we're betting on tonight with Gumpy. I have yet to win a bet.
Yeah.
Other than the under.
Yeah.
Tonight's the night.
Niners, Bears. Tonight, me and AJ, we win.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, boys.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
I can't wait to watch the whole process tonight. Him walking into the state, everything about it.
It's going to be
Oh,
awesome.
dude, that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's getting
He's
ready.
always visualizing.
Exactly.
He's always getting better. Even when he doesn't have reps to take, he's taking reps.
Yep.
Even when he's not on the field, in his mind, he is.
That's how you do it.
And if you have the power of mental control to put you into a place that you've never been before, whenever you finally get to that place, you ain't going to be surprised.
No.
That's what Russell Wilson has been the best at. You know that walk from his house to his Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
He has done that in his head 2,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
1,000.
Whenever he breaks that huddle tonight in Seattle, he has actually, literally, physically broke a huddle in that stadium thousands of times.
That's right.
In his mind, he's already practiced that first drive 50 to 60 times this morning.
Yep.
Tonight we ride. Back into Seattle, who's going to cheer for him on the way in. They're going to play video. And then during the game, they're going to remember this guy wanted out of here years ago.
That's right.
And they are going to be very rude to him, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And we hope that is the way it goes because that is what NFL football fandom is all about. Let's not be rude and throw shoes on the field.
No.
Come on,
Can't
please.
have it.
Let's not throw any flares onto the field.
Nope. Can't have it.
But let's show that Pacific Northwestern fandom. Let's be loud and proud tonight on Monday Night Football.
Hell yeah.
And let's ride into a 6.5-point cover for the Denver Broncos.
Please.
We'll see you tomorrow. There it is. He's fucking ready. Yeah, what's up?
Boom, boom, boom. High five, high five, high five.
Is the rest of the team just in practice jerseys too when he's in?
Yeah, I think they're going shells. He's going full pads, obviously. Because why simulate full pads when he could just
Is that
move.
really the case?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
I hope they're in shells and he has pants and everything.
That happened in Monaco, dude. He was doing that in Monaco.
Yeah.
This guy is a one of one, and we'll get to showcase it tonight on ESPN's Monday Night Football with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, alongside the Manning cast that has guests of Saquon Barkley, Joel McHale, and Shannon Sharp. Should be an incredible Monday. We'll see you tomorrow for the first Aaron Rodgers Tuesday of the season. We can't thank you enough. Goodbye.